Well, hey, welcome to the show before the show, where I check to make sure everything is working. I'm your host, Patrick Marlette, your local game guy, joined by local co-host Will.
Sip.
Hey, Will, how are you, man?
Not doing well, doing well. Nothing much.
Not yet.
I'm just preparing to build store with you and going through rule changes that you brought up to me.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen, there have been a lot of spoilers for Foundations, but obviously, Witches of the Coast has been promoting the set quite a bit, along with all of its other properties coming out. But there is a rule change that's actually occurring with this mechanical change that you should look into about damage assignment. So I'm not going to bore you with that. We're not talking about Foundations today, but there's a lot of cool stuff, and a lot of newer legendaries we'll potentially get to brew with as well. There's even a Ninja Turtle. I don't know. I don't know that we're brewing for that guy. Has there been a TMNT set SLD that I'm unaware of? Like it
There's
feels,
nothing yet.
yeah, because like the turtle that they spoiled from Foundations feels like universes within kind of, do you know what I mean? Like thing, like they're covering their base in advance or something like that. At least that's what I'm gathering. But at any rate, we're way ahead of time. Super, super ahead of time right now. This was supposed to start at 7, so if you're watching this as a VOD, that's only appropriate. I figured if we could get ahead of any World Series games, the better. So Will said he was earlier. Wait, check your voter registration and make a plan. I like that Scryfall is promoting voting. But yeah, vote in your local elections. And the other big one that's coming up, I guess, that just caught me off guard. At any rate, though, we are trying to jump ahead of the World Series games. Game 1 was amazing. If you happen to watch it, tell me about it. If you're a Dodgers fan, great for you. Actually, I was secretly rooting for them. I couldn't say that in this bar I was at last night, but they did really well. At any rate, here we are. And here she is, Storm, Force of Nature. She's in the thumbnail. You might know what she does already, but we're going to go over it anyways, because I'm going to assume you don't. Storm, Force of Nature for generic green, blue, and red. Mutant hero, 3/4 body, flying in Vigilance. Vigilance is arguably the most important part here for a sub strategy that Will and I talked about, not on camera. Whenever Storm deals combat damage to a player, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn has Storm. What is Storm, you ask? Well, it's not only the
Storm
character.
is a commander that says
Yeah.
flying vigilance whenever.
Yeah, exactly. What Storm? Exactly. When you cast it, copy it for each spell cast before it this turn. You've likely seen if you play cEDH, which is what this deck is oriented towards today. Brain Freeze is sort of the big one. Sometimes you'll see a Grape Shot. Before you would have what was the black card? Something Tendrils of Agony.
Yeah.
Used to be like a good payoff before. My personal favorite was Gravestorm. I'll let you look up that card. I think there's 2 Gravestorm cards now, though, technically. Bitter Ordeal is the one. But Storm is just a really good closer. Normally, you would do something to storm off in a way that ends the game, not necessarily infinitely, but just on the spot. You did enough. Here, it's going to be incremental Storm. But before we actually jump into her and talk about the strategy for today, I do want to let you guys know, if you haven't watched the previous ones, we covered Captain America, which was initially supposed to be a casual. I'm going to say it's like high power bracket 3. I forget. I don't know. It's hard to critique these things, what with Commander's status sort of being in limbo so far as what is casual, what is competitive. But we did a really cracked Captain America, a pretty casual Wolverine, and today is going to be focused on building Storm out as a cEDH list. So if you want to build a casual version of her, that's great. Just take out some of the more efficient cards and some of the play lines that win the game on the spot, provided we play any, which I don't think we will be, but I don't know. Maybe like an Underworld Breach line will be in there that just wins the game. But that's not really the goal. Why don't we talk about the goal, though, Will? We can jump into this one right now. What do you have in mind for Storm? We talked a lot about her on the Discord.
Yeah. Probably there's probably like 2 or 3 different ways that you can build Storm, in my opinion. And way one is cast extra combat spells or extra turn spells and then
Right.
do dumb things. way two is copy tutor effects so that you can tutor multiple things into play, get 3 Court of Callings, 4 Court of Callings, so on. Um, and then way three is pretty much just tutor for really, really strong, powerful stuff, and then use that to keep controlling out the game and just build a control deck that can use a couple things like ramp out and then attack with storm, cast a cantrip, draw 6, completely refill your hand, keep going. Because if you have any draw up one, or if you have any draw neutral, it's going to be up a ton. If you have any up ones, it's going to be up even more. So theoretically, Storm can be a really good control commander, a really good combo commander, and a really good Storm commander.
Right. So the win on the spot spells, in my opinion, would be any like 2 card, specifically creature combos, because there are obviously creature combos in not Jeskai. What is this again? This is
Teamer.
Teamer.
Like
there are
the
2
Sabretooth.
like the Sabretooth, exactly, who is not in Teamer, but whatever. The
You
green.
can run it in Teamer.
Well, speaking of, he is kind of a combo piece, or at least he used to be with Dockside. I don't know. Have you guys removed Dockside Extortionist Mana Crypt from your list yet? Or are you just waiting to see what WotC decides what to do with this game? Eldritch
Only for Xur. I've only done that stuff for Xur so that I have a legal deck, but I'm buying cards right now and I'm going to swap stuff out for my other decks in the very near future.
I'm honestly waiting. I'm not selling anything. Again, I really only bought this Paradox engine. I'm leaving it out because I just like looking at it. Just waiting. Idly buy. I would like to be able to use the Jeweled Lotus I spent way too much on. Eldritch Evolution could be nutty. I believe it. So I think if we want a clean way to finish the game, any sort of creature to field tutor that will have Storm on it. Will suggested Court of Calling, that it's like X cost spell. So we could very easily even incorporate Storm in casting that because she's vigilant. But more importantly, with the vigilance and why I was mentioning it off the bat, things like extra turn, obviously we get a whole nother rotation to do whatever we want. But because she's vigilant, a lot of our extra combat tricks will let us attack additional times because she's never actually tapping, right? So if we do something that says, or rather doesn't say untap, we wouldn't be able to leverage the extra combats. But most extra combats do.
If you cast Seize the Day, it'll untap Storm 20 times and then give you 20 extra combats.
Right.
If Storm have Vigilance, she'd attack one more time.
You can also have a win line where you tutor for Hermit Druid, Thassa, and Haste Enabler. Right. That's an interesting take as well. We're obviously in the colors for a Protean Hulk if we want to do something like that. I don't think that's what Mateus is suggesting here, but that is something we can do as well. Obviously, Hermit Druid, provided Jeweled Lotus and Mana Crypt stay out, there are decks that are still going really quickly, but there's more options for mid-range, and I think something like a Hermit Druid isn't out of place. It is a little bit slower, but it is something we can actually leverage. Do you want to try a Hermit Druid thing here?
We can have Hermit Druid as well, it depends. How do we want to build the deck first? Because if we're doing if we're going to be doing extra combats and extra turns, we don't go for that. But if we are going for the Court of Calling, Wart the Raid Mother kind of build, then we go for that. We go for probably like Kiki Jiki, something that untaps Hyrex Tower Scout, and then Perforos. That does it. You also have Hermit Druid plus Goblin Torch Carrier, Torch Bearer, whatever his name is, and then Thassa's Oracle. You have a couple different options, but we should pick a route.
No, I agree, and those will probably be the first cards we add. So hi guys, for everyone that's jumping in now. Yes, this is a cEDH build. Yes, we're starting from scratch. So if you have some ideas on the build, let us know. Also, if you're brewing for any of the other Marvel SLD cards, let us know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Wolverine, the Captain America, and of course Storm here. I like the idea of doing extra turns, extra combats, because that just means having cards that aren't, I mean, they're not like inherently good. They're good, and obviously something like Tatiova with extra turns is great because you're ramping and all your real goal is to play those spells. So having the influx of those cards is nice. Here, we're not really getting that natural ramp. We're just getting to attach Storm to cards that wouldn't otherwise have Storm. So do I think that's like a really efficient or great play line? Not really, man. I don't know. I feel like it is demanding a lot of us because one, we need to play her. She's 4 CMC with 3 pips. So like that's already slow going, frankly. And she doesn't have haste. And even if she did have haste, we're kind of going out of the way to make all of this happen on the spot. And if you look at your average extra turn or extra combat spell, I want to say they're like 5 on average. The low ones are maybe a little less, but hey, Braulio. So I don't know if that's the best route, man. I honestly don't know if that's the best route. I personally think it would just be better to go for a 2 to 3 creature card combo and storm into those plays and then just set up a win on the spot. What's killing me though is that right now for Teamer, I can't think of an easy 2-card creature win. Am I crazy?
You wouldn't go for 2. You'd probably go for like 3 because you can. This is post combat because we have to connect with Storm, so we can't just do
Right. You can't do
Kiki the thing.
Right, exactly. You can't just, yeah. And if we're not adding any additional extra combats or something, we're never going to get the opportunity to swing with that infinite board. So that's dead.
Yeah, and I think I've gone through like a handful of the things. You pretty much only have 3-card combos with Storm, which that's fine. 3
Mhm.
cards aren't, because it's casting one more card. That should not be too difficult. I will say, for the avenue of extra combats and extra turns, extra combats are a pretty decent way to go, only because there's a handful of pretty good, cheap-ish extra combat effects.
Yeah.
And with extra combats over extra turns, we keep our storm count, so we get, uh, let's say, I'll use Seize the Day again as the example.
Mm.
Cast 3 spells, Seize the Day. That means that we have 4 total copies of Seize the Day, including the original. The next spell is going to have Storm, 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 with a storm count of 4 already. So let's say we cast Lightning Bolt. So we're going to get 1 copy of Bolt, plus 4 more, plus 4 more, plus 4 more, plus 4 more. So it's a total of 17 copies of Lightning Bolt, and that's enough to do a ton of damage and knock a player out of the game. But even if you just do like a ritual or draw effect or something like that, you win. And theoretically, because Seize the Day, you could flashback Seize the Day and then proceed to do 17 more extra combats, giving your next spell Storm, 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 Storm. You get the idea.
Right. So, Mateus is saying, like, does Breach expand here? Manamorphose goes crazy. Thank you. Yeah. So I was going to say, it's funny, but she actually, if you didn't look into the secret layers for this set, I don't know if they've officially dropped, but the rumor has that they're going to sell out instantaneously based off of how popular this product has been already. But Manamorphose is actually a reprint with Storm art. It looks really good. And the card is a Gruul card. Basically, it's mana filtering with draw. So you're net neutral on everything. You're just sort of color fixing. Intuition lines are crazy. Right. So I do think it can help expand upon our plays in the sense that Storm is providing us a little bit more utility out of whatever that first instant or sorcery, that next instant or sorcery spell is. So it's going to not shape the Underworld Breach lines, but it will probably help and or modify them. Like that next thing we cast could be the Jessica's Will from our graveyard after dropping the Breach, and that might help us find a solution, right? Because imagine X copies of Jessica's Will. Or whatever it is. Manamorphose, obviously great. Really good.
Just go for. Do we just run the Thassa's Oracle Hermit Druid Torch Carrier line in the deck as the only searchable line, and then we just do Storm Control past that, and we just go for Teamer wins?
Right, I don't hate that. But specifically combat. You thinking like extra combat is a clean way because we
I
want to.
don't even. Well, we don't need to do extra combat because if we want to do like a more control-based Storm, we can just run good draw-esque effects and then use Storm to keep our hand full or tutor a ton of things at once. Because like Merchant Scroll, you can Merchant Scroll for intuition and a whole bunch of protection to make it so that your breach line will get through. Or heck, Fact or Fiction, a card nobody reasonably plays in cEDH.
Really
It's
good.
not good if you're only getting 5 cards, but if you have a storm count of, what would that be? 3? That's 20 cards into your deck and you're getting half of them.
Yeah, Fact or Fiction's pretty dope here. Wow, why is it? Oh, it's not showing up at all. Are there that many? What is going on? Well, I wanted to show off Fact or Fiction. It's right there. Reveal top 5 cards of your library, and opponent separates those cards in 2 piles, blah, blah, blah. There's also another one that, like, generates treasures and gives you card advantage. I forget what that one's called. Someone mentioned it on the Discord. And Stanley, to what you're saying, doesn't Storm FON share a lot of play space with Calamax? I don't know how... I'm going to show my ignorance with Calamax here. I only pulled the special guest foil here on the channel. I've never played Calamax. I have no idea how that deck wants to play, but I hear that there are similarities. Will, if you can speak to that, then please.
Yeah. With Calamax, you're pretty much just trying to get Calamax tapped so that you can go for, like, an extra copy of something relevant. Because while Calamax is tapped, I think it's you copy your instants and sorceries. So with Calamax, you're trying to just grind value more often than not, because there isn't like a good thing to tutor for that's a good one card effect with Calamax.
Mm-hmm.
But you're doing a lot of copy stuff. You're using copy spell effects to get value, because that's what Calamax does. So you can, for value's sake, use a lot of the things that you use in Calamax.
So should we just like copy paste the nearest Calamax deck here?
Probably not copy paste, but we can get a lot of inspiration from Calamax stuff.
Do you have a deck that you've seen before for this, or?
Not for cEDH. Well, I've seen cEDH Calamax, but I don't have a list.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
If we wanted, we could include some of the worst tormenting voice effects, like Seize the Spoils or Pirate's Pillage or something like that. That's just discard a card, draw 2 cards, and then make a couple treasures. We can use those. We can use Jessica's Will. We can use a couple things to draw cards and get mana.
How many of these effectively exist that say gold or just produce mana? Do you know what I mean? Like, I like. Let me see this.
So for draw and treasure specifically, the good ones are Big Score, Unexpected Windfall, Seize the Spoils, Pirate's Pillage. We can fix our hand with Prismari Command, but I don't want to use Prismari Command. We have Flick a Coin.
You want to use Flick a Coin?
We could, because it's going to kill a handful of things while drawing us cards and giving us treasures, so honestly worth. To be fair, it's like with Seize the Spoils. Seize the Spoils is Flick a Coin, except for the fact that you don't get to deal 1 damage. But if you're copying Seize the Spoils, you're netting way more cards with Storm.
Yeah. No, it's better in that sense, and because it's 2 versus 1 draw. You do need to discard a card to start it, but it's not the end of the world. Prismari Command.
Prismari Command is discard 2, draw 2, or draw 2, then discard 2, and then make a treasure.
It's just fixing. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, you can't choose new modes for the Storm. Like when you Storm, if the modes are selected, those are the modes for the cards after it. Yeah. We can put a few of these in here. I do want to focus on the more or less core cards though that we should be adding. You want to do Hermit Druid in here?
We can have like 1 tutor to win line, because you can just use Court of Calling to get Hermit Druid and the other 2 things pretty easily.
Is there not a better haste enabler? Wait up.
There's a Goblin Torch Carrier.
Finale of Devastation, Court of Calling, Eldritch Evolution. Might as well just like pile in all the 2 field effects. And then what was the other one? The battle?
Invasion of Ikoria, but it is a battle, so it's not going to get copied.
Never mind. Yes, I was writing it and thinking that to myself. Sothos's Oracle. Is there not a better haste enabler than Torch Courier? That's what I'm asking.
Are you saying Torch Carrier is a bad card?
Yeah. I don't want to include, like, I can't believe that this is what we've got. 2024. Foundations on the horizons. Will, we're still relying on the man with the torch.
Oh, give me a second.
The goblin with a torch, excuse me, the goblin with a torch. Otter into multiple wheels would go crazy. Which otter are we referring to? Is this a new one from, I'm sorry, is this a new one from the Bloomborough? Also, Sean, yeah, we got art for Titus and Yuna. I don't know like to what capacity, like that they're being introduced into the game, but obviously we're getting Final Fantasy very soon. So I don't know, I'm kind of stoked for that. I still need to play the second Final Fantasy 7 that came out. Well, it's okay if this is it. I'm just disappointed is all.
There's Goro Goro, but we have to pay red to use Goro Goro and give everything haste. There is
Well, it's
there's another
just
there's
something.
Agatha of the Vile Cauldron, but we have to pay 6 to give trample and haste to everything.
My thought is like, you know, if we're Eldritch Evolutioning this out, then it's super easy to hit. Like, I think my cap is maybe the thing be 2 CMC. So anything within like 1 to 2, that would feasibly be good. Because like I could see maybe using Torch Courier to just get that first attack off with our
If we do get it to
command.
2 CMC, we could use Neoform for the combo as well.
That would be good. Yeah.
I'm gonna look for 2 CMC specifically for that.
And I will chat with you guys. You can bring, let me see here. Storm's better as Calamax is limited to instance. Yeah, I feel like Storm is, frankly, better. But I also want to note her shortcomings. I know, you know, a lot of people, at least in the Discord, were concerned about her as a potential cEDH leader because there are a lot of hoops and hurdles. But I think the fact of the matter is it's very predictable. So people usually wait to deal with these things until they pose a threat. And yes, there are plenty of ways to answer her, but it's not like any one of them couldn't be stopped by Teamer as a color. Like, you're going to be running the REB, the Pyro, and then every other blue card. What's up?
Found one.
Oh, yeah?
Trailblazing Historian. It's a 2 mana 1/3 with haste that says tap, give another target creature haste.
Better.
Yeah.
Infinitely better. March of the Machines, Trailblazing Historian. Okay.
2 cents. Let's go. We'll buy a foil.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna treat ourselves well. We're living large. Trailblazing
Like Larry.
Yeah, dude, living like this historian right now. Yeah, the otter. Will, what's the name of the otter from Bloomborough? I do not remember.
Which one?
I know the one that that gives you instant speed.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like
You can bring the light, dual caster mage, and blur.
it's
Or
some
dual caster mage
its name
combos.
is like a storm something. I can find this pretty easily though.
Braulio, I don't
Uh,
hate just having dual caster mage in the deck though. Like, I think that's not a bad thing. I mean, obviously you can. Hold on.
Valley Floodcaller. I don't think we need Valley Floodcaller because I don't think we're going to be doing 6 copies of Wheel of Fortune.
You don't want that?
I don't think we need that.
It's pretty dope though. You cast non-creature spells as though they had flash. That does alter...
I'd rather run Born Upon a Wind to give our spells flash, 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 flash.
Okay. Well, I think that's the issue though, right? Like, don't you want to run this out, add to your storm count, and then give you your next spell? Do you know what I mean? Like one additional storm count, and then
hear
the
me
thing.
out. You can also cast Born Upon Wind and then attack, and then you have something for your storm count.
Yeah, I mean, but you're really broadcasting. It doesn't matter. None of this matters. I guess what I'm really getting at is that if they want to stop it, they would. All right. You have to go through phases, so your mana does not carry from rituals. The problem is getting storm count. Yeah. I mean, unless we use like one of the Omnats or something that like piggy banks it, or I don't know. We're not doing that though. By the way, you mentioned Manamorphose earlier. We're going to run Manamorphose. And you mentioned Lightning Bolt earlier, Will. We're going to run Lightning Bolt. All right. So we've got one definite combo in the deck. What other definite combo do you want to include? Dual Caster Mage was suggested just as a good card. In 3 colors, it's tough to sort of incorporate the 3 CMC boy, but no, it's still not bad. It does involve using Heat Shimmer, Twin Flame, and any other clone effect, but
Let me do a quick thing to see if I can find a very dumb idea.
Mhm.
Okay.
Proceed.
Uh, I am nearly there. I actually think we can run another stupid combo for this deck that's another three-piecer. Zealous Conscript, Kiki Jiki, and then a 5 mana outlet. I just need to.
Like Perforos?
Yeah, but Purpose is 4. I'm trying to find one that is exactly 5 for Neoform.
I
Oh,
got it.
Terror of the Peaks. There you go.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So, and that means that we can sacrifice Storm to find all of those cards with Neoform or Eldritch Evolution.
Oh, hey. I don't know what happened there. Sorry, guys. Here, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. And then we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. What is going on? You're just on my sorry boys.
Bring to Light was another card that was brought up, which is search your It's a 5 mana spell. It's a sorcery. Search your library for a creature, instant, or sorcery with mana value less than or equal to the number of colors spent to cast this spell. Exile that card, then shuffle. You may cast that spell without paying its mana cost. So you can find X3 drops or less and then play them for free. Yeah,
Uh,
I like that because we can find counter magic, counter magic, counter magic, counter magic, and then Eldritch Evolution. Then Eldritch Evolution get the win.
you mean Bring to Light? This card that's being suggested
Yeah,
with Converge. You may cast the cards without paying their mana cost. It's pretty good.
even if it's like a whole bunch of counter spells and then Neoform, good enough in my opinion.
No. Frankly, that's really nice. I like that one. Oh wait, I'm sorry. We're on Underworld Breach, right?
Yeah, Bring to Light can't find Underworld Breach though.
No. That's fine. I was just thinking about it though. Like we're gonna put ourselves on Underworld Breach. Do we want to just like brain freeze, intuition, yada yada?
Are we on Underworld Breach?
I mean, people people don't like the idea of running combo cards as just value pieces, but
It's
it's
good
a pretty
enough
good
as just
value
about.
piece.
It's a good Storm card. I can get behind that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree, Will. I really like it. I do think that we need to add like the this does not help with storm count, not necessarily, but Tinderwall obviously it will, but so far as instants and sorceries are concerned, I do want to add some of our rituals. So like Rite of Flame. I don't know how many of these we're actually going to go for, but like Pyretic Ritual, Desperate Ritual, I'll put in. Jessica's Will. Jessica's Will. Just putting in ways to help us storm into plays. I'll do the Spirit Guide. Simian Spirit Guide. Wait, did you want to add that other 3-card combo?
We can if we want. It would give us a guaranteed combo because we need to run like all the 1-drop dorks that we can right now for Neoform if we wanted to do the other combo.
Right. I mean, for Neoform specifically, but it just
Yeah.
a Neoform is just another good play option for us in these colors. Yeah, we're definitely going to be on Bring to Light though. I could soak. Can you give me their names again? I could see us doing that.
For the 3 cards,
Yeah.
Kiki Jiki, Zealous Conscript, and Terror of the Peaks.
Is this the one I'm thinking of?
Terror of the Peaks is when a creature you control enters, it punches something.
Wait. Wait. Hold up. Fuck. Hold up. Hold on. There's a 2-card combo with Terror of the Peaks. Seki Season Guide. It's 8 mana. Bear with me. Okay. Seki Season's Guide comes into play with 8+1/+1 counters on it. If damage would be dealt to Seki, prevent that damage and remove that many +1/+1 counters from Seki and put that many 1/1 colorless spirit creature tokens into play. Sacrifice 8 spirits, return Seki from the graveyard to play. And then Terror of the Peaks says, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Terror of the Peaks deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. So basically, you can keep bringing back Seki.
Yeah, because you keep having Seki die by punching itself for 8, and then have 8 ETB triggers dealing 8 damage as you choose, and then you sacrifice the 8 to bring that back.
This is too cheeky. I mean, it's kind of costly. I forgot
8 is really hard to get to 8.
Yeah, no, I forgot how expensive Seki was. I thought he was less, but I mean, it makes sense that he's 8 for this. I don't know. That's a combo I've had in my back pocket for a while. It's not a good one. I kind of want to use it though because it's a nice 2 card. Could also do a good food chain combo into Outlet. I mean, technically that would add to our storm count, right? So, like, and then literally anything would be an outlet, except if it's a draw effect. We would want to make sure we don't deck ourselves. We could probably ward off dying though with something in our hand, like even like a Flusterstorm, just to remove the rest of the stack.
Yeah, but I don't think we need to go food chain because our commander's just an outlet if it's already on the board, not if it's in the command zone.
Yeah, let's do what you wanted to do there though. Let's do the Zealous Conscripts and Terror of the Peaks. Like, I was just thinking to myself, like, if we're gonna be on Terror of the Peaks, maybe we include the spirit. I don't dislike food chain, Mateus. I do think though that there are probably better lists for that combo. That doesn't mean it shouldn't be incorporated here. I just think that we need to kind of play to our strengths here instead. Even though, you know, we could roll a really high storm count with that.
I dislike food chain. Play Borborygmos and Bibblebip.
Well, there you have it. All right. We need to add a lot to this deck, but we have 2 lines of play here that rely on creature to battlefields to win on the spot. We also need a land base that is going to work with Hermit Druid. Are there basics in this setup right now?
I think there's a handful.
Okay, well,
I think there's one of each basic and one of each snow basic.
Maybe we should take those out for MDFCs. Should we just?
We could do that because this is an old mana base, so it doesn't have the modal stuff in it.
Yeah, not to call you out. Sorry, but yeah, let's do. Can you hit me up with the decent MDFCs? So guys, at this point, what I want to do is just incorporate, like what we were talking about, all of the good, effective 1 CMC dorks. Any sort of fast mana that we can get our hands on, I think that makes sense.
Oh, it's one of each of the snow basics, and that's it. Okay, so for the modal, you have
I think Shatter Skull Smashing is good.
Substantiate, but what's it called?
Shatter Skull, the Hammer Pass, and oh my god. We're just gonna look these up because I never remember the MDFCs, but there are some really cool ones.
I know the red ones. I just can't remember the blue ones for some reason.
It's all right. So it's gonna be land.
So our options are Seagate Restoration, Shatter Skull Smashing, Sink into Stupor is the one I couldn't remember.
Sink into Stoop.
And then for green, we could do a fight effect if we wanted to, or we could do a draw equal to. I like having the instant or sorcery ones more than I do the creature ones, though.
No, 100%. You're looking at Bridgeworks Battle.
I like Seagate Restoration. I like Sink into Stupor. I like Shatter Skull Smashing. Honestly, I like Turntimber Symbiosis as well.
Yeah, still good. Still oldie and a goldie here. Well, Terror of the Peak synergies with Food Chain.
Yeah, but now we have to find Terror of the Peaks.
I think my issue is finding Food Chain. It's an enchantment. in Teamer.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the tricky bit. But you're 100% right. It's like it feels like an easier include. Like if Storm just said ETB draw a card or some shit, like God, I wish. And then it would be like everything is a solution with her. We'll just do we'll just leverage her.
If Storm had haste,
Mm.
I'd be happy to run Food Chain if Storm had haste.
All right. Well, unicorns don't exist either, Will. So we're gonna do. Do we want to?
Well, I would say Emil would like to have a word, but yeah, no one plays Emil anymore. Rip Dockside.
Yeah, sorry, Dockside. I guess that means Kenrith's dead too. Long live Kenrith. All right.
Yeah, Kenrith is still Wooburg Thrasios.
I guess. I'd rather Thrasios, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry.
TNT's back though.
Yeah, it's just efficiency of mana. God, give it to me. All right. Where are we? We've got some new lands up in there. We're gonna remove the snow-covered ones right quick, and then we're gonna stick with the MDFCs we have, and that's our Hermit Druid mana base. We've got some utilities here: Big Score, Court of Calling, Desperate Ritual, Flick a Coin, Lightning Bolt, Manamorphose, and Pyretic Ritual, Sink into Stupor as well. Underworld Breach, in that really good Future Sight border treatment. Zealous Conscripts. I forgot that there was a Lord of the Rings version of this card. Trailblazing Historian, obviously. Tinderwall, hell yeah. Thassa's Oracle, Tear the Peaks, Spirit Guide. Hermit Kikijiki. Some of our MDFCs, more utilities. Okay.
Now, Patrick, do we go for the dumb fun option and go for Fiery Gambit?
Oh, is this the one where we all randomly discard shit?
No. This is the one that says flip coins until you lose or stop flipping. If you lose the flip, then Fiery Gambit has no effects. If you win 1 or more, deal 3 damage to target creature. If you win 2 or more, deal 6 damage to each opponent. If you win 3 or more, draw 9 cards and untap all lands you control. Do we just get like 8 copies of Fiery Gambit on the stack?
I feel like a judge will be called to handle you. You know what's even better is if we put Krark Sakashima and that's like the thing we 2 creature tutor. We just double down on Krark Saka and then Fiery Gambit.
Dice on me, but I was just gonna be like, just grab 3 dice and just go. One of them's odd, go again. One of them's odd, go again. All even,
dude. I don't know. Do you guys want Fiery Gambit in the deck? Is that too cheeky?
It's probably too cheeky.
I mean,
Frantic Search is probably good for the deck, just as a way to make a crap ton of mana, fix your hand, or just be a 0 mana spell.
Right. What's the other one though? That it was mentioned in our Discord that it was a little costly, but it wasn't bad. It was draw and like create mana, generate mana.
It was Impulse, draw 3, and then make 3 treasures. I can probably find that.
Love to know the name, good sir.
It is Inspired Tinkering.
Inspired Tink. There we are.
Excel.
You may play those cards until your next turn, and then create 3 treasure tokens. So this is pretty good. Even if there's like a stacks piece out that would have your artifacts come into play tapped, because you get those cards to the end of your next turn, it's pretty solid. I like it. I want to finish games, so Fire Gambit is not good. Yeah, Mateus, I don't know. I like it though. You're kind of an asshole. Yeah, exactly. Storm count 8, Fire Gambit. This and the copy, please. The copies, I should say. Inspired Tinkering, it's kind of sick though. I know it feels a little costly. I get that, but we do have rituals. We do have rituals, people. I love Artist Talent. Artist Talent. Let me just add Inspired Tinkering for now. We are going to be cutting a lot of cards by the end of this, so don't worry. Like if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. But
we should also probably include Gitaxian Probe, just because redraw.
Yeah, dude, I kind of forgot that Gitaxian Probe was a card, if I'm being honest with you. But for a long time, it's been a staple in lists that incorporated blue. Till you get into more colors, you can generally exclude it. But here, I think it's good. Artist Talent. When you cast a non-creature spell, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Fixing non-creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, so you're in for 5, and then for 3 more, if a source you control would deal non-combat damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls deals that much damage plus 2. Thoughts on Artist Talent? I don't hate it. It's a little costly to get to where we want to be, but I do think that the first effect is quite good, especially with Underworld Breach. Glimpse the Impossible.
Hate it. I like Artist Talent isn't like high on my list, but it's not bad either.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad.
We can,
Noxious Royal's good. We're gonna put in a Mystic Heuristic.
we should probably run a Submerge and Mog Salvage as well.
100% Mog Salvage. And Submerge, does that bounce an island?
It is. I think if your opponent controls a forest and you control an island, and then it's put target creature to the top of its owner's library.
Correct. Did I do Noxious Revival yet? Yeah, thank you for that suggestion. I do love that card. All the discard as an additional cost and create treasures are good. Abralio, I think we added a majority of them. I might have missed 1 or 2, but we can add those in as we go if I did.
Also, the really quick no doy things: Fierce Guardianship, Deflecting Swat, Force of Will, Force of Negation. The free interaction, because it for us it doubles as interaction, but it also doubles as build up a storm count if we really need to.
Yeah. I still just want to add a Flusterstorm really quick, but I'm sorry. Fierce Guardianship, Deflecting Swat, Force of Will, Force of Negation, although that is off turn. Still use that. Did I miss anything there for the free counters? Do you want Pact of Negation, or is that... Are we trying to...
We can Pact of Negation, because worst case scenario, we Pact of Negation our own thing, then counter it with another counter spell just to get storm count up.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world. I'm sorry. So Fierce Guardianship, Deflecting Swat, Force of Will, Force of Negation, Pact of Negation. Is that it? And then a Mental Misstep. Here.
Yeah, Mental Misstep is the only other one.
That I can think of. I mean, there's the new Flare of Denial. Blue creature. How did the flares work? I need to sacrifice
sack a non-token creature of the color.
I don't think we use that, right?
No.
I'm literally you're literally talking about it. Do Flare of Duplication. If you copy the spell with Storm, sacking the commander, does the copy have...
You're saying for Flare of Duplication?
Does the copy... Does it... Yeah, it should have...
Flare will still have Storm, because Storm doesn't need to be on the battlefield to get the Storm effect. It's a lingering trigger. It's a lingering trigger so that your next thing has Storm. So
it's a delayed,
Storm can be
delayed trigger. Or lingering. I like your take.
Lingering.
Yeah.
Around.
It's there. It's always there, buddy. Yeah, because even if you... Provided, I mean, it's only contingent on her doing the damage, right? So, like, provided she dies after the fact, like, it's still there. Just set a reminder for yourself, right? But yeah, you may sacrifice a non-token red creature rather than pay this spell's mana cost. Copy instant or sorcery spell. Excuse me, you may choose to die to copy. What do you think about Flare of Duplication? Guys, Will hates it. He hates it. He hates it.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of like the best way that we can stack stuff to still use this to get a higher storm count. Theoretically, we can connect with Storm, and in response to the trigger, we can cast a bunch of instants and then Flare Duplication and sacrifice Storm. So we have options with that. I don't hate Flare, but I don't think we have a ton of creatures that we're playing. I think
it's gonna be Storm.
Flare is probably the best for us.
Yeah, it's gonna be Storm. Yeah, you lose Storm. You lose Storm, but you get the spell with Storm.
I'm also dumb. I literally just said the green Flare is the best for us. No, it isn't. We don't have any basics.
Yeah, it's like a Kodama's Reach of some sort. I forget.
It's literally Kodama's Reach, but you can cast it for free.
Genesis Ultimatum. You just said 2 words that sound really good together. Give me 1 second. Genesis Ultimatum, my god.
Isn't it the play the top three for free?
Play the top 5, sir. Wait, oh, I'm
Ah,
sorry. Wait. So it's 2 green, 3 blue, 2 red. Okay, are you ready? Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Put any number of permanent cards from among them onto the battlefield and the rest into your hand. Exile Genesis Ultimatum. If you crack this with Storm, I don't know. They they come into the battlefield. They just go into the battlefield. They're not tapped or anything. Like, that's pretty good. I do
it's
think
a whole
that's
lot of ramp and draw. 7 mana is super harsh though.
so specifically. So if it was like split cost and all of the split costs were red, it would maybe be playable. Like, you can like Iron Crag feat this out or something. Um, I don't know, dude. I like where your head's at though. Is there something else like this, Braulio, that's maybe a little less or just not as demanding pip wise? Because it's not a atrocious card. It's just it's very costly. And just pip wise. Song of Hecking Creation. Oh. Yeah. Um, you may play an additional land on each of your turns. Whenever you cast a spell, draw 2 cards. At the beginning of your end step, discard your hand.
Your max hand size is 0. Let's be honest, that's what that reads.
Yeah. Jessica's Will is in for sure.
Song of Creation is
Can
so
we
risky,
can we win
and
with
it
that?
is probably not worth it because we're already storming off good enough with our commander.
Yeah. There's Hatsumi. What's her name? Miku?
Yeah, Miku.
I didn't know this existed. Miku can make anything and everything with music, especially friends. All right. Moving on. I think we should add some of our staples. Am I right? Do you want the blast?
Uh, like
Are
Vandal
we
Blast.
too good? Are we too good for Pyroblast, Red
We
Elemental
can
Blast?
storm or Vandal Blast. Let's go.
Oh
Storm and
yeah.
overloaded Vandal Blast.
That's extra kill. That's obvious kill. That's super overkill. Um okay. Let's add some blue. Let's add some counters. Added Swan Song. I'm gonna add Negate. Song creation is so good at creating storm. I don't disagree, man. Sorry, I'm fending off a sneeze here. Don't mind me. I'm gonna add a Song of Creation to the sideboard for now.
Okay. Potential dumb or genius idea. Sorcerer's Squall. It's a 6 blue with Delve that says target opponent mills 9, then you cast an instant or sorcery spell from among that player's graveyard without paying its mana cost, and then exile it if you do. It's Mnemonic Betrayal, but free. Or it's Mnemonic Betrayal, but everything you cast is free.
Yeah. Sorcerer's Squall, dude. I don't think I've ever considered this card.
Until now.
Until right this minute, dude. Yeah, like Hermit Druid and then drop this. Target opponent mills 9 cards. Then you cast an instant or sorcery spell from among those cards. Negate's still good enough. I think so. I mean, it hits. We could cut it. We could cut it. Frankly, I don't know. I'm not up to date with what the cool kids are using for their counter suite, but I know Negate was up there for a while.
Are we running a Swan Song offer you can't refuse and all the 1-drop ones?
I hit those. Yeah, I hit those. Well,
Okay.
no, not all the 1-drop ones.
Yeah,
I'm
the good
missing.
1-drop ones.
I never remember the names. What's the one that counters instant speed spells? It's called. Don't tell me. I have a copy back there. No, I don't know. Counter an instant. I don't remember. I thought we want
I'm
to do
blanking
one
on
or
that one too, and I should know it.
um.
I have to think of this off the top of my head. I refuse to look this one up.
Dispel. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have all the zeros or freeze already. Let's take Nagate out for now.
This spell's probably better than Nagate.
Yeah, no, we
No
want the
hate on
spell.
Nagate though. Nagate hitting
No.
sorceries and planeswalkers and artifacts is very good. And enchantments.
Do you have Stormkiln Artist, the Magecraft Extraordinaire? Wait, I'm still hung up on Sorceress Squall here. I mean, it fits the theme.
Also, yeah, Stormkiln Artist should 100% be in here because if you copy a spell through an effect like Storm, you get treasures.
Is there other mage crafters that we even want to consider?
Uh, the Archmage of Emeritus, that one is draw Stormcraft or draw
Oh,
Magecraft.
hell yes. Wait. How much is Archmage Emeritus though?
Archmage is 4 mana, 2 blue. Stormkiln is 3 and a red, I believe. I'm gonna quickly look up all the things that are relevant. There's that. There's
I like.
that.
Is this a hot take? Oh wait, Arcane Denial is the best 2-cost counter spell.
I mean, to be fair, if we cast Arcane Denial on our own thing
I
just for
know.
3 draw, that is not horrible.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, you're just saying Mateus in general. It's the best. I mean,
Um,
no one even touches Mana Drain anymore. It's so funny. I just got
Also,
here. What are we aiming
we can
for?
do Varen Voice of Duality, which is Magecraft. This gets +1/+1. But more importantly, if you cast an instant or copy an instant or sorcery spell, or sorry, if casting or copying an instant or sorcery spell causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control. Oh, never mind.
Wait.
It's permanent.
I'm still
I
hung up
was
here.
I was trying to see if it was gonna copy the storm trigger, but it doesn't.
Sorceress Squall. Yes or no, people? I just want your honest thoughts on this. Are we adding Sorceress Squall to the deck? What'd you call it? Mnemonic Betrayal, but for blue? Or
It's
Mnemonic Betrayal,
mnemonic
but
betrayal, but free.
free
You don't
Mnemonic
pay for any
Betrayal.
of the stuff in grave. You're paying 3 mana to not pay any more mana and cast all of the good things.
Yeah,
Also,
Mill
potentially
9 is a
deck people
lot.
out.
Yeah, Mill 9 is a whole lot. I don't hate this, dude. Like if we Underworld Breach and that's just there, it's pretty good. Delay is good. Yeah, delay is pretty good. Oh, you want delay? Is that what you're saying? Mm. All right. Let me just back out. For Storm, is there there's no better counter than Remand, Tempo, card draw, and you get the original spell back.
Only if you can get everything to have storm, like 1,000 Year Storm.
Right. Yeah, and so I'm sorry. I'll Sorcerer's Squall again. It's on the screen. Please vote on that poll. I am contemplating it. Like I really don't hate the card. I think it could actually be useful here. It it looks really good. It's really the delve. We need the delve to bring this down quite a bit. Otherwise, it's not quite good. But yeah, Remand is I don't know, man. I get what you're saying though. Bounces to hand. Mm. But Hugo, there's a couple of 1-card combos more or less, provided we're storming. And they're creature based. There's 2 sets of creature based combos that win on the spot, and they don't rely on combat to do so. We are not incorporating any of the extra combat, extra turn kind of shenanigans that you could, but and I would grade them extra combat over extra turn.
There's like 3-ish ways to build storm, and we're pivoting between 2 of them right now because we're going for the creature win cons, the single tutor win the game, and we're going for teamer value because storm is really good at just saying, I'm gonna cast a cantrip that's gonna draw me a ton of cards and potentially make me a ton of mana.
Just adding in our 1 CMC ramp pieces. So Utopia Sprawl. I'm gonna add the creatures in a second. Do we want Dryad Arbor in this deck?
No.
Not even. 0 cost doesn't really help us with the effects.
No.
We'll do Wild Growth though. Are we on Green Sun Zenith? We don't have a green creature-based combo necessarily, but it could help us find a Delighted Halfling. We're gonna put For sure, Utopia Sprawl, Wild Growth, though. And I have Delighted Halfling in here. We're going to do Birds of Paradise. Do we want all of the 1 CMC creatures or just a handful of the good ones? And by the way, is there a Teamer Hierarch? Is Noble Hierarch Teamer? I don't think so.
There is not a Teamer Hierarch. If we wanted, we could include Green Sun Zenith just to find Hermit Druid to do Hermit Druid things and have like Turn the Earth to put Boss's Oracle as our only card back into the deck.
Is Turn the Earth the best option?
It's
Just
one of
as
the best. There's a
flashback?
couple other options, but I think Turn the Earth is probably the best option.
Mm. Okay, so we're kind of, it looks like we're 50-50 on this card, Sorcerer's Skull. 3 blue pips is hard on most decks. Getting to Delve for a normal amount is hard as well, because we're playing so many cantrips. It is a good consideration. Yeah, no, I agree. Ton of mana, nothing like Manamorphose, extra mana plus card draw. Yeah, Manamorphose is in for sure. Storming Green Sun Zenith seems doable for a combo. It could be, right, but my qualm is that we don't really have any green creature based combos. Just solid green, excuse me.
Because we have Hermit Druid as our only green creature that we have in our combos so far. And I don't think we want to try to specifically add a green creature combo to the deck.
No, do we want like Sylvan Safekeeper as like a, I don't know, like a protection option? It's not great. No,
We have a Neoform in the deck, right?
we do.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I added it. Yeah, we do. Okay.
Okay.
One CMC things. Dorks.
Llanowar Elves, Elvish Mystic, Arbor Elf, Delighted Halfling. We don't need Delighted Halfling. I'd honestly rather have general colors for other things. You have Carpet of Flowers in, right?
No.
Okay.
But yes. I put the D halfling in there. You don't want the D halfling? You don't care about uncounterable, Will.
Delighted Halfling isn't bad. I just want to have colors for instants and sorceries.
You're making it sound bad.
It's probably fine. I'm cool with it.
Well, I just took
But
it out.
we definitely include Birds of Paradise.
Yeah, that
We
happened.
include Birds of Paradise, Arbor Elf, and probably the 3 green
Flinehorn,
elves.
Elvish, Llanowar. I think that's it, bruh. We're not gonna use the. There's one that generates white. There's one that generates black. There's one that generates snow. We've got all
Yeah,
of
the
them.
one that generates red is 2 mana.
By the way, I realize I'm seeing some people jump in now. I'm sorry about shifting the time on you there. If you were on the Discord, which I don't believe everyone is or even should be, we had mentioned about trying to get this in a little bit sooner. So we started in advance. So thank you for jumping in late. Obviously, you can watch this as a VOD. You didn't miss too much. We're going to be breaking in the deck in a second anyways. But did you consider copying Storm's damage trigger, like a double strike or something? Not really.
So, for stuff like Adric, it's better to do stuff like double strike or extra combats. We're not going the extra combat route, but that is a viable route. We're just trying to go for more control-ish option. Is it going to be the best build? But it's our build. It's our build, Patrick.
Yeah, Mateus is on the money though. I really do like Final Fortune just as a card. Double the loss if we fail as well when we storm with it. I like Final Fortune. We could do that. There's plenty of ways to set up and then
I'm losing the game 17 times.
I'll choose when I lose. Grinning Ignis does storm each spend plus gives you extra mana when you use it. Grinning Ignis doesn't quite pay for itself though, right? Crackle with power.
Down 1 red, I think, every time.
We need like Bergie in here. Crackle with power. Triple X. And I don't mean the Vin Diesel film. 2 red pips. Sorcery. Crackle with power deals 5 times X to each of up to X targets. You're looking at this as a finisher, Braulio. Crackle with power is a win on the spot at 8 mana. Only red. Storm count on 3. I don't know, Will. You wanna? Are you feeling like crack? Are you feeling crackly right now?
Not really.
I knew you would say that, Braulio. I appreciate it though.
Mm.
I appreciate it. Will says it's mid, but I appreciate it. Wait,
Uh, Also,
tutors.
thinking about it, the worst part is I completely want to go with a different direction with the deck now for completely different reasons.
Oh my God,
Because
Will.
I started thinking about it and I'm like, wait, if we do extra combats, not storming the extra combats, just use extra combats, and we have the make treasure cantrips, you can just use the make treasure cantrips, find an extra combat, take an extra combat, attack, and then before you attack with Storm, you just play a bunch of stuff out. Then attack with Storm and get like 30 copies of your next make treasures cantrip, draw your deck, have a ton of mana, another
Will,
extra combat, win the game.
here's what I want to carve out one of the creature-based combos, and I think that we can leave room for a couple of extra combat effects. I think there's
I
room. I think
I
there's room
don't
for it.
think we want to go all in on the other stuff. We can run seize the day. Like running just seize the day as the best option is probably what we can do because it's two
With
extra combats in
flashback
the
and
card.
yeah. I know I like seize the day a lot. Um, shit, there's a secret lair. Holy shit, there's a Vi secret lair. How did I miss this one?
Yeah. What's the
Uh,
buy one called? It's like
what?
round two or something like that.
Yeah, round two.
Yeah, called it.
Or three or four with Storm. Dude, but holy
Round
shit.
27.
Sorry, wait. Did y'all have y'all seen this one? I'm sorry, I put Merchant Scroll in here. We're gonna add tutors, but I didn't know that Frank Frazetta did this gnarly as fuck. Seize the day. Dude, I'm sorry. I get hyped for good art. Have you seen this art? I'm sorry. I'm gonna leave it on the screen. You can catch up with it. Frank Frazetta Seize the day. Holy crap, that's metal. That is so fucking cool. Oh my god.
Oh,
Um
the guy just going nah.
yeah,
Yeah.
about to hack this like zombie off to the side and he's like flashback and
Apparently
do
it's
that
a
again.
secret lair drop. I don't know what's a secret
It's
lair
all
of,
right.
but it's a secret lair drop.
I didn't know. I had no idea this is a thing. Holy shit! Yeah, we're using this one. I'm sorry. I really love Arcane, but I think I like Frank Frazetta just a little bit more. All right. You could also do Spellseeker. Yes. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're gonna add our tutors right now. So yes, to Spellseeker. Not losing mana as steps and phases end seems good to load up on mana before the storm spell, and you are specifically talking about with which card? I see Turnabout as a suggestion. Turnabout. Choose an artifact, creature, or land. Tap an all untapped permanents of the chosen type that player controls, or untap all tapped permanents of the type that player controls. Turnabout. At 4. What do you think, Will?
Nah. 4 mana to make like a ton of mana is not too
Mm,
useful because we're not trying to do like a mana outlet.
but
There is probably a better version of the deck that can do that, but not our version. We're going for kind of control stuff and succinct combo.
what if we have the One Ring?
Me, 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 me.
It's just Frank Rosetta's Secret Lair is super expensive. I bet he did Dark Ritual as well. God damn, I always miss the good secret lairs, I swear to God. And I'm around when the Hatsumi Mikus come out. I'm like, ah, God, I really wish I liked this that much. That kills me. Okay. I mean,
But
I'll buy a one-off of something he did for sure.
really quick, Patrick, just to let you know, that is the Frank Rosetto Dark Ritual.
Oh, I have to look at it afterwards. Me too, Pat. Gnarly art all the way. Hell yeah, dude. The
You,
free extra
yeah,
combat was free running. I'm sorry, you sent it to me via Discord.
yeah. The extra
Yeah, it's
combat, I know what this is, but I don't know the name of it because I put
yeah.
this in 2 decks recently. But
Is it one word? Free running.
yeah, it's a Assassin's Creed, but
Monastery raid. Monastery raid.
uh,
Overpowering attack. Untap all creatures you
overpowering
control.
attack.
Free running. You may cast a spell for its free running cost if you dealt damage to a player this turn with an assassin or commander.
or commander. That is the
Hold
major
up,
thing.
hold up. Well, this isn't like flashback or anything. We don't get to do that from the grave, right? It's not
No,
like a. Is
no,
there
it's
not?
just 3 mana.
Are we sure there isn't another like from the grave extra combat?
No, there is not.
Will
There's a rebound one, but
there's a
not
there's
a flashback.
is that the Boros one? Wait, no, there's a Boros
No,
one.
there's retrace. There's a retrace one. You're correct.
That's Boros though.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not that I don't believe Will. It's just that I don't believe Will. Wait, I just want to double check. I mean, we could even do. Is it weird to have aggravated assault? After this phase, there's an additional combat phase followed by an additional main phase.
It's just extra combat. It's the extra combat effect.
Right.
I like overpowering attack more than I like aggravated assault,
Yeah.
only because we're either paying 3 to do the overpowering attack, or we're gonna storm off, do crazy things, and then after we already dealt the damage, we go for overpowering attack.
Mm-hmm. Zariel. Mm. All right, I guess Will was right.
Don't say it too loud, I might hear you.
I mean, retrace does exist. That card does exist. It's just not in our colors.
Yeah.
World at War has rebound, right?
Yep.
We
I
could-
said there was the rebound
Right.
one, but there is
Okay.
no flashback one other than Seize the Day, and there is only the retrace one in Boros.
Fear of missing out. I like that you said FOMO, and it was just making me think about how I missed the Frazetta Secret Lair drop. Yeah, FOMO actually works really well with Secret Lair drops as well. But for a generic and a red, this just came out from Duskmorn. When Fear of Missing Out enters, discard a card, draw a card, and then has Delirium. Whenever Fear of Missing Out attacks for the first time each turn, if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, untap target creature. It doesn't have to be Storm, obviously. We can just untap one of our dorks. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Huh. Do you want FOMO in the deck?
No, only because it is something sick.
Yeah,
So if we draw into it later, it's kind of useless.
But sir, we have the Trailblazer. Are we self-milling in this deck? Not necessarily, but yes, we do have a few effects that say as additional cost discard to draw. We don't have all of them though. We only incorporated the ones that generate mana as well. Why is flashback relevant? Why is flashback relevant? Oh, it's instead of double attack trickster, this is our way of generating the storm and getting to do the thing twice. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But it's only the one. It is only the one effect so far. I think we might be at 100 cards, Will.
All right.
I might also just be talking on my ass. So we have 96 cards, people. 96 cards. Wow. It is a
What are your
live
favorite
deck.
4-teamer cards, everybody?
Exactly. Well, I mean, we're still missing shit. We need interaction.
Yeah, Chain of Vapor, Cyclonic Rift,
Yeah.
Ziola's Justice. Is that the best permanent removal that exists outside of blue? Oh, Into the Flood Maw. Into the Flood Maw is better. So Into the Flood Maw, Chain of Vapor, Cyclonic Rift.
Give me the red one from Duskmorn again. The Mo.
Unexpected or it's unexpected or untimely malfunction.
Untimely malfunction. Untimely malfunction. 100%.
I love that I got that right.
Okay, no ultimate, no crackle with power. How about Molten Psyche? Sorry, I know I'm coping here. No, you're good, man. Molten Psyche. I just because we don't, if we don't incorporate something, that doesn't mean it's a
Snap
bad
is a
card,
a
though.
relatively good one as well, just because we can
Oh, yeah.
make mana.
No,
We can untap a whole bunch of lands and then play a big X cost spell.
Would a card, or I suppose any card with Cascade, be a good consideration? In the fact that it's like value city, yeah.
That would be really good for the actual Storm version of the deck.
Right.
So for those who don't know, and those who've joined in a little bit later, there are 3 real ways to build Storm, Either you go for the Wart the Raid Mother strategy, you cast one tutor that'll find a couple creatures setting up a combo to win the game, or you go for a more control-based strategy where you just go, okay, I'm going to get a ton of value, I'm going to do a couple good things, and I'm just going to be able to control out the game while doing the teamer stuff. Because turns out if you just vomit out a whole bunch of mana, then cast Opt, you refill your entire hand. Um, then the final option is actual Storm, which you can easily abuse just by using cantrips that make mana and then extra combat effects to keep going more and more and more and more and more, inevitably getting a storm count of like 30, 40, whatever. And then you'll storm one of your extra combat effects, giving you 30 storms on your next spell. Then you cast a cantrip or a damage spell or something like that, and then you kill everybody.
Everything will
Yeah,
say.
Hugo, flick a coin with Storm is indeed awesome.
Yeah.
It's a win con. Let's go.
What
Kill
tutors do you
everybody.
guys want? I have Merchant Scroll, Mystical Tutor, Worldly Tutor. Give me your favorite interaction and tutors.
Gamble.
Yeah. We put Spellseeker in already. We do need a little bit more removal though. We're rather light. Nature's
Flame. Natural state.
Flame.
Natural state's probably fine.
Are there any good split ones? Or
Red Elemental Blast and Pyroblast?
I put them in there.
Okay.
They're always worth it. In my opinion, they're always worth it. I think here they're worth it. We only have 3 draw effects for, well, I mean, permanent base draw effects in the deck right now. I have Mystic Ristic in the One Ring because I'm a little bitch.
We also have
Intuition?
Storm. Storms are permanent base draw effect. Turn all of our cantrips into refill your whole hand.
Technically, yeah, for sure. I didn't add Intuition. I don't know that we have a good pile in Teamer, but you're absolutely right though. It's still good. I don't think I have Intuition in here yet. My favorite interaction, Azuri's Predation.
You know what the funny thing is? Our intuition pile is seize the day and then like whatever else we can think of.
Right. JC, what do you think about Azuri's Predation? Well,
I think I'm about to see you pull it up on Azuri's
uh,
Predation.
it's not worth it. I mean, look, if we can't add,
The only reason why I don't like Azuri's Predation is we get the 4/4s, we kill our opponent's boards, and then we get 0 more 4/4s after that.
all right, let's bounce back and see what we've got here, folks. See if we got a full deck.
You know it's a funny board wipe because it is technically a board wipe, Blazing Volley, because if we give that Storm, that is just a board wipe. Also, we can go for removal. That's also beneficial. Let's see if
We have
there's
none of the mana rocks, by the way. What's wrong with us?
didn't we already include Soul Ring and stuff or not?
No.
Okay.
No, we did not. Okay. We're gonna get that Tony Stark's Heart Soul Ring, by the way. Get hyped for that.
Yeah.
Slamming that right in this deck. What's he call it again?
Heart Reactor.
Arc Reactor?
Yeah.
Obviously.
It's either Arc Reactor or Heart Reactor. Those are the two that people call it.
I'm sorry. Are there any good channel or so it was just making me think about some of the other options that we're not running right now. But do cEDH players still run Dress Down? Yeah, they do. Or do Pyro and REB Blast Steel that slot? I don't know that they're interchangeable necessarily. I think Dress Down is. I see what you're saying though, because Dress Down, I think the most logical play line is to drop that before Thassa's Oracle hits. And you're saying that REB and Pyro kind of handle that the same way. I still think Dress Down's good, but I think Dress Down has a few less targets, and I namely mean Dockside at this point. Do you think we're still on Dress Down? I haven't really given it much thought since the recent bannings, obviously.
I think the more control-based decks are on dress down. I think
Right.
our deck is still trying to go relatively quickly, so I don't think we're running it, but it is definitely an inclusion that some people could make. It's a good tech card. It's a tech card that people choose to run.
Mm. Sebastian, yeah. 100% Noxious Revival is in. And I added Soul Ring. I'm going to add Chrome Mox. I'm going to add Purple Nurple, Mox Diamond. No Mox Amber for us. We are not going to have that many artifacts, so no Mox Opal. We don't need Mana Vault. We don't need... I guess we could be on Arcane Signet or some of the 2CMC rocks if we really wanted to. We're not on Grim Monolith. We're not on many rocks here, dude. And like what we have, like no Jeweled Lotus. We have Lotus Petal. What am I
I
missing?
think that we're better with just using the kind of the lower CMC mana stuff. Technically, a 2 mana rock is 1 mana because it immediately taps, but dorks are just pay a pip and then get your storm count up by 1, which is
Are we on Lion's Eye
essentially that.
Diamond?
Hmm?
We're on Lion's Eye Diamond. We're on Underworld Breach. That doesn't mean we have to be on Lion's Eye Diamond, by the way, people.
I don't think we're on Lion's Eye Diamond only because we already have a couple different ways to win the game. We have the Kiki Jiki pile, we have the Hermit Druid pile, we have just seize the day, do storm stuff with
Right.
Lightning Bolt or one of our other potential damage effects.
This is a
Lightning
sad
Bolt.
amount of rocks here. We have 4 rocks in our deck. Soul Ring, Chrome Mox, Mox Diamond, Lotus Petal. I mean, a Mana Vault is always good for other things, but we're never going to untap it.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think we need a mana vault.
I'll join you. I swear to God I put it in the deck. If you're looking at this and it's not there. Yeah, it's in there. Nothing. I've gotten a call for Noxious Revival. I don't know how many times. Here, I realize I always do this. I'm always withholding. Here, guys, please leave this out of therapy this week. I'm giving it to you now. There's the Storm deck in the description. No LED is crazy. No LED is crazy in my opinion. Why? Say it. Say it, Mateus. I put it on the sideboard. Isn't that enough for you? I guess I'll get rid of Nagate. Start playing Jeweled Amulet. It's a little piggy bank. It's not bad. I don't mind Jeweled Amulet. I actually like that card quite a bit. Did we add the green 1 CMC enchantment that adds mana equal to islands? Carpet of Flowers. Yeah, we did.
Yep.
So let's make some cuts. We don't have to. We have 11 to make, but it shouldn't be that long. We've got the 1 ring, Soul Ring, Mox Diamond, Lotus Petal, Chrome Mox. These seem good to me, especially with all the MDFCs we have. And we've got Turn Timber Symbiosis, Seagate Restoration. You cannot Mox Diamond those, but you can play them instead of your land. Mateus, how good is Amulet for 3 color commanders? I don't know if he's joking or not. Inspired Tinkering, Bring to Light. Do we like Inspired Tinkering enough, Will, or is this a bridge too far?
It's probably one of our better cantrip targets, or one of our better
Right.
storm cantrip targets, so I like it.
Yeah, my theory is when we looked at, things like Bring to Light or Inspired Tinkering here, we obviously have the mana to do these things because we played Storm the turn prior. So I don't think it's going to be difficult to get there and use these. I also think maybe the 2 CMC rocks are looking a little bit more appealing, but with Dorks, I think we'll maybe get away with it. Seize the Day, Eldritch Evolution, Desk Will, seize the spoils, seize the spoils. Will, why would you suggest it twice? We're down to 10 cards to cut. Neoform, Merchant Scroll, Final Destination. Gamble, Gataxia. Oh, hey, can you guys help me? My wife's in the other room. We're gonna watch a movie after this and eat some pizza. Will, this goes for you too. Give me a good horror film that I mightn't have watched. I think she wants to potentially go out and see The Substance, but give me a good your favorite horror film for October if you celebrate All Hallows Eve. I'm going to end our poll. It's a 50-50 split, dude, on the card. The Sorcerer's Squall. So if you want to add
a lot of horror films. I'm
you
not a
don't know
horror film guy.
we just watched Smile 2, by the way. If I ever just start smiling at you like that, feel free to stop me. Feel free to say something. You can slap me, and if I was in public and I did this, dude, Smile 2 is really good. Uh, it makes you feel like life's futile at the end, but it's really good. If you haven't watched it, watch Smile 1. If you haven't watched any of the Smile franchise, it's just those two films and a short film, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
think we could probably cut Final Fortune and we can cut Intuition. 'Cause
You hear that,
Final Fortune,
Mateus? Sorry.
so Final Fortune resets our storm count, which is the reason why I like extra combats over extra turns and storm. With
Ooh, ooh,
Intuition, we don't really have an Intuition pile, so it's just kind of a weird
value.
tutor.
Yeah, yeah. It is weird tutor. I like Final Fortune though. I've won a lot of games off the back of Final Fortune. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like it's the optimum setup card. But I want to say here, I don't know that it works because what is the best thing we can do? Like if we're just storm playing, right? We're doing our rummage effects that let us draw and create treasures and what. And if we don't get to a win initially there, then we would Final Fortune. I usually think of Final Fortune after like a fat ad nause or a peer into the abyss, and it is the only option. Do you see a scenario where we just go big and instead of going home cast Final Fortune? Is there just no world where we're forced to make that option?
If somebody casts Silence and it's our only response, that's it. But I honestly, passing the turn and just discarding down to the perfect 7 with like 30 mana up is fine.
You're good to nix Final Fortune and just like save counter spells for people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like that creep.
The
Continue.
very specific scenario where we have it in hand and somebody casts a Silence after we did our stupid stuff, and then we can cast it without being interrupted. That is pretty much the only circumstances that I can see it being decent.
Do you like this cat's cradle that's being produced by the Worldly Tutor? It's pretty
Yeah.
good. It's like a dragon's cradle, actually. There's like a little baby dragon in there. Silent Hill, the movie, scarred me as a child. I don't know if I saw the Silent Hill movie. But speak no evil and thank you for the suggestions. I'm serious. I do. I would actually. Oh, Alien Romulus, Tim. We have access to. Um, I do. That's up on the list for me. I actually really do want to watch that one. I've watched all the Alien movies. Never watched a horror movie since. Are you serious? Wow. I don't know. A lot of people just aren't into horror. I realize that me and Ali are like we are different from our
Um,
peers. We went to Smile
let's
too. It was like us and well, actually, there was a lot of people for Smile too. I was kind of happy about that. Sorry, Will. You're
let's
thank you for building the deck. I'm
yeah,
here. I'm here,
let's
boy.
cut Merchant Scroll because I looked at all of our blue instants and it's pretty much just interaction.
Yeah. Usually, Merchant Scroll gets the intuition right. And helps you set up those piles. We're missing white for it to be truly good. Sadly, normally when you I don't know, like are there intuition lines in Temur I'm missing? Like am I mistaken? Normally you would have white though and you would get the Underworld Breach, the Savine's Reclamation, and the Brain Freeze. Which I think I put in the deck. Did I add Brain Freeze? Am I crazy like that?
Brain Freeze is not in the deck.
Okay, good. No. I'm not crazy like that then. Um
How many more cuts do we need?
we need like 7, sir.
All right.
We're at 27 lands. And with our MDFCs, I think we're at like 20. No, we're at
I
like
think we're
30.
at 30.
I think we're at 30. Because I put
We
sync in, I
are
put sync
past
in.
30 actually, I
We
think.
can maybe cut a land then.
Oh no, sorry. The Shadow Skull, the Hammer Pass is already in there. So 27, 28, 29, 30,
What
30,
is
30 on the dot.
wait, what are you talking about? Oh, yeah.
And Patrick just saying that we're never playing Shadow Skull Smashing so much that he only includes the land as the front
I
side.
didn't mean to grab that one. We're at 27 lands with that backside, and then we have 1, 2 sink into stupor.
We have 3 more
Yeah,
outside of that pile, so we have
we're at
30.
30. We're at 30. Okay. Carpet Flowers, Utopia Sprawl, Wild Growth, Mystic Roar, Outerworld Breach. Those are all good. Our creatures, man. I don't like. I don't like these creature combos, man. I don't like how high costed they are. Just the no offense, the pile you made is great. It's just like it's so high costed, dude. Eldritch Evolution can kill. So if we Spell Seeker, we can't even fucking get it, can we? Because Eldritch Evolution's 3, Neoform is 2 though. If we grab,
we can get Neoform off Spellseeker and then Sackstorm to get the Kiki Jiki combo.
Yeah,
It's 5 mana hurts for all 3 of them, but it's there for Neoform. It's there to make combo better.
Yeah, guys. But Archmage and Storm Kiln Artists make total sense. Sorry, never watched horror movies since. We can't run Necro. Cut the Dealy in the Pierce. Cut the deal? Cut the deal?
The delay. Cut the delay in the Pierce.
Oh. Yeah, we can cut the delay for sure. We don't want Spell Pierce, though?
I don't think we need Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce is a card that is only good if you're playing a turbo deck.
Yeah. Right. So that you've gotten to the state where you could be going off or people have minimum resources. Yeah. No, I
realized I was way too close to my mic there, so probably just hot mic the past 10 minutes.
Oh, that's okay. It sounded good to me. Sorry if you guys had a hot mic on your end, but you sounded good to me. And Will, we're gonna have to cut 6 more cards. We do want Mind Break Trap, Mateus. I agree with you. I think we want that. If we're trying to cover our opponents as well, we just want to have the Mind Break Trap. Stop ourselves in pivotal. Doesn't Mind Break Trap stop ourselves in pivotal turns? Exile any number of target spells. I don't know about that. Does it?
We get to choose.
Yeah, it's not all. But I see the concern.
We can probably cut Natural State.
We can cut one of the 2 pieces of removal there, and I personally like Natural State more, but I can see Nature's Claim.
Do we want to turn the Earth? It's another line for Hermit Druid where we can just search Hermit Druid, then on our turn mill, turn the Earth, draw Thorkel for turn, and then win.
Well, let me say this: if we cut turn the Earth, do we cut Green Sun Zenith? Because what else is Green Sun Zenith getting if not Hermit Druid?
Yeah.
That's 2 easy cuts in my opinion, right? Like we can avoid that. No offense. I don't. Yeah. But what Will is suggesting is if we fast track the Hermit Druid and mill ourselves, we can use Turn the Earth to put Thassa's Oracle back on top of our deck at instant speed, and then just have that as our play and to win the game effectively. Right? Is that what you would want to do? Because it's up to 3. You don't have to. I would still suggest you put like.
It's also 3 cards in graveyards, not just your graveyard or target player's graveyard. So you can go like 1 for me, 2 for you. There we go.
I think we can cut it. Not running any wheels. Well, yeah.
We don't need to fill our hand too much, because if we get Storm into play, any of our cantrips become a hand reset. So we don't really need wheels.
Yeah, I'm good without the wheels right now. Let's look at our creatures. The Spirit Guides, yes. The Mage Crafters, yes. I like the 5 CNC line here. I will say that if these are stuck in hand, they're kind of shite. I don't see us. Well, frankly, like if I just had to Zealous Conscript something and then I would look up Kiki Jiki immediately afterwards. It's not the end of the world. Just win the game. Why don't I? In the Terror of the Peaks is useless outside of combo. It is strictly an outlet.
Hey, you can play Dorks and start pinging stuff.
All right, well, we need to cut 3 more cards, so let's do that. Agree with Patrick. Those 5 mana creatures are sus. It hurts me because
it's there for the Neoform line, but it does hurt if you draw them. They're your Helm of the Host. We can probably cut the 5 creature line, and it's gonna be fine.
I mean, it puts us at 100. Let's see what the world looks like this way. I don't I'm telling you, dude, we need Seki. We need Seki and Terror of the Peaks. That's it. I'm only doing 2-card combos. Well, look, guys, I'm not perfect. Storm is nearly done, but if there is a 2-card combo in Teamer that we missed that is immediately tutorable, it doesn't have to be a creature-based combo. Please let us know, because I am racked for... I'm just at a loss, and I'm racked thinking about it, because I can't think of something that easily wins with 2 cards out of combat. Dual Caster Mage was suggested again as a alternative option, Hugo. I didn't... it wasn't lost on me. I don't dislike Dual Caster Mage. I really like Dual Caster Mage, but I don't think it's good here. Would you run a legendary copy like Sakashima? You could. I mean, I was joking about Sokka in Krark earlier when we were suggesting that card you don't like. What's the most common thing Storm will be facing in the air on a cEDH table? Really? Just that one asshole, and is it? What else? I mean,
Same Crom. Crom,
yeah.
Tivit, Niv Mizzet, Zur, but you're probably not going to see Niv Mizzet or Zur too frequently.
Storm should make her way out before Tivit. I just want to say.
Well, also, you need literally everybody to be playing flying/reach stuff to stop Storm, so not everybody's going to be playing them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, my concern about her not having a target is less so than just finding the appropriate plays off of the swing. I feel like we could potentially whiff quite often with this. It's very mid-range. Just by the look of the deck. The Chain of Vapor, the Into the Flood mod, these are going to be good for removing those creatures as well. We also have Lightning Bolt in here.
Malcolm is one that you're going to see often in the air.
Should we add the deal 4 damage to a creature effect just to be able to kill... What's the instant speed? You like this card. It's 1 red to kill a 4 defense character. What is it called?
Are you thinking of Rending Volley or...
Nah, Fierce something. It's 1 CMC. Deal 4 damage to target white or blue creature. No, it's not this. Something slash? Something slash?
Yeah, it's a Ghostfire slash. It's 3 mana.
There's Flame slash at sorcery. Deal 4 damage to target creature. You're saying Ghostfire slash?
So it's something... Let me find it.
Wild slash?
It's not in red. It's technically colorless.
I don't know. I'm just like, while we're on the topic of having pesky blockers, I'm just thinking, should we...
it's not slash. What's it called?
Flame slash is the only thing I'm thinking of. But again, it is sorcery. So like that does stun you. But I mean, you would just do this in main phase 1. So...
Ghostfire Slice. It is 2 in red for an instant with the void that costs 2 less to cast if you target a multicolored permanent. If an opponent controls a multicolored permanent, and it's deal 4 damage to any target. So Ghostfire Slice is the new good one.
Oh. I don't know. We could do that. Is that crazy?
It's good. Somebody's probably going to be playing a Kennen or Silas or something like that.
They just need to control a multicolored permanent.
Correct. Doesn't have to be the target. One person has to control 1 multicolored permanent.
I don't know. If you guys want this, then I think that this would be a good way to remove those threats, right? But it's also multi-purpose. Like, you could probably nuke a Planeswalker with this too.
It's also Killcon.
I've not watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I've watched Nightmare on Elm Street a few times. Ready? Adds to the count. Another card pays for itself a Springleaf Drum, since it storms and has Vigilant. Oh, I like Springleaf Drum here. I actually don't hate Springleaf Drum.
I don't like it only because it's 1 mana, do nothing unless you have one of your high CMC creatures out.
Well, I mean, your dorks are effectively dorks immediately. I get what you're saying.
My dorks are fast dorks.
Your dorks are expedient dorks.
Who needs Lightning Greaves?
Orvar has a lot of 2-card combos. Kitten has a lot of 2-card combos. Kitten with itself, and like if I just did cat, like the cat usually needs rocks. I guess is what I'm saying. Slash is close enough. I was just trying to solve a question for you guys. I don't know. I knew that there was something that was good at removing Croms.
I don't know, like one you go like that, one you go like that, close enough.
Slash is different than a slice, okay? Um making me want making me
Slice only goes in the three cardinal directions, either up and down, left, right, or forward and backward.
Yeah.
You don't have diagonal slices. You have
No. No, you don't.
the only diagonal slice you see is on a pizza.
And heaven forbid you have pineapple on that slice. Oh God, kill me now if you put pineapple on your pizza. I love pineapple on my pizza, by the way, and you can hate me for that. It's okay. I'm gonna put Ghostfire. I'm gonna put it in the deck just because we've talked about it too much. Ghostfire Slice. Is it? Am I taking out Lightning Bolt for this?
We can take a lightning bolt for it. Should be fine.
Yeah. Fuck Lightning Bolt. It's a bad card.
It only kills like 70% of the things that you see in cEDH.
Yeah, well, I want to kill 100%, sir. I want to kill.
Well, then you should be playing black.
That's true.
Actually, I guess you technically should be playing white because exile, but yeah.
Sorry, I did see that, Mateus. Will, what would you say to me if I said, "Hey, we're actually not on Guy's Cradle, but if we were, snap Eternal Witness, Guy's Cradle." By the way, there was a time where Eternal Witness was in it was an excuse to be in green. By the way, Veil of Summer, Autumn's Veil, do we just not give a fuck?
Legolas's
quick reflexes.
The elemental blasts to add in the green protection things.
Let me do Legolas's quick reflexes, which is just another excuse for Springleaf Drum, I guess. No, wait, it's untap or tap? Doesn't matter.
When it's tapped.
When it's tapped, there you go. Wait, I'm just gonna do Summer Veil, or which is which is the good one? Which Veil is the good one?
It's a Veil of Summer.
Yeah, not Autumn Veil, Veil of Summer. Okay, we'll add those. We need to make some cuts here.
So with Guy's Cradle, doing Guy's Cradle, Eternal Witness, and then Snap, you need a source for blue to still combo off with that. But there's potential things that you could do with Eternal Witness to, if not go infinite, go insane.
Do you want Ewit? Do we want Guy's Cradle with 15 creatures?
I don't think we include the stuff we need to go infinite with Ewit. Okay, wait.
Do we?
So close. So if you can get Ewit to bounce two things back to hand, it's infinite, but it can only bounce one.
For now. Yeah. Well, I mean, we were talking about Kitten earlier too. I mean, do we just like add the kitty in here? I mean, yeah, you untap 2 lands. You untap 2 lands with Snap, brah. Right?
Because what I was trying to think of is if you can do Eternal Witness, and then pretty much any bounce effect, and
it's just infinite storm.
Combat.
You're saying
combat untapped dorks.
You just want to snap Ewit, snap Ewit, snap Ewit, snap Ewit, and then you have an infinite storm, so that when you attack.
Oh yeah, you untap 2 lands. That's why it gets around the pip issue that I was talking about.
Well, hold your horses, sir. I don't dislike it, and I like Eternal Witness as a card. We have Snap in the deck already. We would just need to add Guy's Cradle. I'm sorry. We need to remove... Hold up. We need to remove 2 cards already. Are we adding this? Let's just add it. I like it. I like it enough. I don't know if I'm going to think about and or look for it specifically. And also, Guy's Cradle is kind of shy in this deck, but we'll add it anyways.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't like this combo mainly because of Guy's Cradle going in the deck.
Yeah, is that weird? I was thinking to myself, and I'm like, now I feel like I need to add crop rotation. Like, I feel like I need to...
You don't need crop rotation.
Will. How dare you? How dare you say that? We don't need crop rotation.
I don't think we run the Guy's Cradle Eternal Witness setup just because it requires us to run a lot of cards that don't go well with our deck.
I just don't think I don't think he's feeling okay right now. How could you decline crop rotation, Will? It's like you're denying a slice
Because
of
the fanciest land that we have in our deck for crop rotation is. Do we even run Urza Saga?
I don't think so. No. Our fancy land is we put Ottawara on the battlefield just to scare them.
Assert dominance.
Yeah. No, no, you're not wrong, Will. You're not wrong. All right, we need to cut 3 cards, people. Back to square one. What do you like? What do you dislike? Bring Delight. Is this too much for you? It's good enough, right? There's a lot of stuff that just is not immediately cEDH in my mind that is staring at me, but I'm gonna keep it anyways.
Let's cut the new red Abrade. The malfunction. We can probably cut that.
Right. Were we also talking about one or the other for Pyro or REB since we added the green cards?
Yeah. Let's cut the one that can target anything. Let's force people to have to target a blue thing with a deflecting swat.
Right. Counter target blue spell, destroy target blue permanent. Counter target spell if it's blue.
Yeah. We don't want if it's blue. We
Yeah.
want to have counter blue.
Yeah. You can run Minamo to untap the one ring. How good is Stella Lee in the 99 of this list? I've derailed the build. No, well, I mean, for a second there. Price of Progress, thoughts? Oh my god, Sebastian. I was waiting. This is my Roman Empire right here. It's not, I'm just saying that. But I'll look at this card with you. Price of Progress. Price of Progress deals damage to each player equal to the number of non-basic lands that player controls. Are you saying it's like a finisher? Potentially. Pat, we're a spell deck running a land that works with creatures.
My thoughts exactly.
Spellseeker. All right, guys, that's 100 cards. We're there. No more Gaia's Cradle. Gaia's Cradle's a bad card, people. Take it out of every deck.
Gaia's Cradle's mid.
Exactly. All right, guys, this is the list.
Not. But
this is the list.
It's not great with our deck.
Crop rotation for Glacial Chasm to not lose. Oh, with Price of Progress. Yeah. Oh, well, Price of Progress, is it opponents or is it symmetrical? Oh, yeah, we're fucked. Yeah, no, we can't do that. Sebastian, that's my thought. we could potentially be fucked if we did that. Here's where we are, though. Guys, is this cEDH Storm? We'll find out. We'll mention it off the bat and midway through. There are 3 ways to build this. We opted for the 4th. It's a little bit of a hybrid, I think. I mean, we've got Seize the Day.
It's a hybrid between the control and the wart.
This is a Seedborn Muse moment. Yeah. It was. Sky's Cradle. No one wants that. All right, let's play test the shit out of this, people. Never mind. There's never enough lands in play for us to die. No. All right, Will. Do you like this no-lander? Oh, you can't see it.
I will see the no-lander in 10 seconds.
I'm going to answer that question for you. No, we don't like it. We don't like it. Oh, shit, we top deck City of Brest, though. Llanowar Elves, Elvish Mystic, save me. Thassa's Oracle in hand. It's just where I want it. Mog Salvage, it's dead. Yeah, we don't want this. Oh my god, do we want the All-Lander? Wow, it's one or the other with us. We have Command Tower, Stomping Ground, Breeding Pool, Misty Rainforest, Seagate Restoration, Manamorphose, and Finale of Devastation. You gotta ask yourself in these moments, what are you doing to affect the game? Right now, I don't feel anything. And I mean, I'm dead inside. We're moving on. We're not doing this. Worldly Toots, Mystical Toots, Polluted Delts, Neoform, Seagate Rest, Deflecting Swat, and Rhystic Study. Is this good enough for you, Will? 30 lands is brave. Is this too many? Is this too many for you?
This is a very slow hand, but it's a pretty consistent hand because we can try to just control out the game with a Rhystic Study if we need. We can Worldly Tutor to find Dork if we really want to ramp
I
out.
think we
But
need dork, but I think we need to go for like a blue and green source. I think we need dork. Do you want to play this one? We're not going to get much better than this, if I'm being honest. I don't think we will.
we can play this one because we have Neoform, so we can do a combo and we can search for a dork. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Sorry, I'm gonna
I'm
turn
good
off
with that.
the chat for now, so you guys can see the full hand here. But yeah, we're gonna play a handful of games before we close this one out. I'm thinking we can stop around 7:30 this evening, so I don't eat dinner too late with the wifey. But this is a slower one. I just want to see what it looks like. Joining late, Nathan. What is the spell that's in here that's living the
Uh,
dream, or are you
yeah,
just
Mateus, we have a Mox Diamond, Chrome Mox, Soul Ring, and Lotus
yeah?
Petal.
Yeah, it's like I just don't foresee it. I'm sorry, I'll draw for a turn. Beside you. We have a green source with that technically. I still want the
Uh,
tropical rainforest though.
Somebody was
Tropical
recommending
island.
get Tinderwall off Worldly Tutor for a turn 2 Ristic.
Ooh, ooh,
Or
ooh,
go
ooh,
for
ooh.
a Mystical Tutor for Red Flame. But we
I like the Tinder
can.
wall because it's is it better to save the creature tutor or the instant sorcery tutor right now?
It's better to save the instant and sorcery tutor because we need a 1-drop for Neoform.
Do you want a dork? Do you want Tinderwall? Do you want Bop or Tinderwall? Which is better? Turn 2 Ristic or the
I
dork?
say turn 2 Ristic using Mystical Tutor to get Rite of Flame. So we do Seagate Wreckage's land turn 1, turn 2 fetch for Volcanic Island.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, you just changed the script entirely. I'm sorry. Hold up. So we're not using polluted delts.
Because we
You
can't, because we need a red source.
what are you talking about?
For
Oh,
Rite of
oh,
Flame.
oh, 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 oh. I see what you're saying. Um, okay. So we're gonna go Seagate Restoration. We'll flip it. Sorry. This is where we should be, right? Because we drew Beseju for turn. We'll use the
Also,
Mystical
did you just
Tutor.
Worldly Tutor for a Rite of Flame?
I did, but only because we flip the script. We're putting Worldly Tutor back to hand. We're gonna go Mystical Toots for the Rite of Flame. I will shuffle, 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 shuffle. Put that on top. Okay, so this is officially what we're doing. Next turn, we will go Polluted Delts. Polluted Delts is gonna get us the Volcanic Island. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. If you can keep up with chat, I'm sorry, Will. If there's
uh,
anything,
yeah, turn 2 Ristic is way better than a Dork. Doesn't Elvish Spirit Guide better because it's not a spell that you're trying to summon?
oh,
Yeah, so somebody's saying wouldn't tutoring for a Spirit Guide be better because it gets around somebody else's Ristic Study / Mystic Remora?
we
Um,
wouldn't have enough mana that way though. Am I wrong?
well,
Oh, oh, oh,
for
oh. For the
we'd have it's
ooh,
up one. It's an
it
up
would be
one. So
exactly right. The answer is
I
yes. The answer is
I
yes.
want to keep a creature tutor though because we need a 1-drop for Neoform to get our combo.
Right. So we land the mystic, hopefully, or the Ristic, I should say. How much draw do we get here?
We probably get like 2. Like one person's just going to cast 2 spells exactly enough and they can't pay for it.
God damn. All the lands. Okay, hey, we got our creature, our 1-drop creature anyways.
There we go.
Let's do Hold the Beseju, and we'll do the Arid Mesa. We'll crack the Mesa for a red. We've got both our red-blue sources, so we'll do red-green this time. What is it? Stomping Ground and I always forget Taiga. Taiga. I will use the Taiga for a Delighted Halfling. Next turn, we should have an uncounterable. God. We can hold for a Worldly Tutor as well, but I'd rather not. We have no interaction that's playable because we're 1 mana off deflecting SWAT. Did you guys cover Surge to Victory with any extra combat instance?
So We didn't bring it up, but that's only because you usually use Surge to Victory in Heb more than anything else. Surge, for those who don't know, Surge to Victory is exile an instant or sorcery engrave for 6 mana, and then you imprint it on each of your creatures, and they cast it when they deal combat damage this turn, and they also gain attack equal to the spell's cost. It's a Neheb card.
Moving on. Let's say we get 2 more draws off that. Next turn. Okay. The first one was Mindbreak Tramp, so that's actually quite convenient. We're drawing so many lands, which is fine. Storm, we want to put online just so we have Deflecting Swat and Mindbreak Trap. I think that's the very obvious choice. Let's give ourselves another blue resource to make people think that we have something to do with that. We're going to do... What the hell do you want to do, Will? Do you want to do blue-green here? What's blue-green? Trop Island, we have that. Volcanic Island, excuse me? No. Trop Island.
You're right.
We got tropical. I'm sorry. Let's just get the trifecta out there. We'll use the D Halfling, Seagate Restoration, the Taiga, and we'll keep red-blue open with the Volk Island. We'll play Storm. Okay. We've got Otawara online. I think we're good. It's not playable, but it is 1 less, I should say. We could also keep the green open just so we have the instead of the Trop Island for Worldly Tutor. Let's just do that. There's no pretending. All right. What do you want a Worldly Tutor off turn, Will?
We Worldly Tutor start of our turn on upkeep for a Storm count.
We're not going to storm shit. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yep, because we want to get a Storm count of 2, so
right.
that we can do uniform.
Okay.
So we can
Tutor. Let's say we need a D-SWAT off turn, and then yeah, that's it. And we get maybe 1 draw off turn. 2 draws? 2 draws. Sure. That's really modest. At turn 4, people are really trying to pop off if they didn't already at turn 3. What's a priority order for removal in cEDH usually? Number 1 is probably to remove stacks pieces that are in your way, but how often is bouncing Ristic always going to... I don't think that people are really going to concern themselves with the Ristic study. I think they're going to try to win through it. I mean, if there are other active stacks pieces, and I mean like actual ones, Ristic is kind of like stacks, in the sense that here's the thing, you could pay for Ristic study, so it's not actually hampering you from winning the game. And also the way I look at it is, if there was a silence, if I cast Grand Abolisher, does this thing still affect me from winning the game? If the answer is no, then it's not stacks, right? Like, so this isn't really hard locking you out of anything. It's potentially giving someone options. So I don't think Ristic study is high so far as priority is concerned, or at least it wouldn't be for me. But it really depends on what my strategy is. I think I just gave us like 3 draw there, which is, again, very modest. It's pending matchups.
Since we drew Hermit Druid, we can just go play Hermit Druid, play Neoform, get the other 2 pieces, get there.
Yeah, technically. Do you want to just illustrate that? So this is the top of turn 5. So you're off of doing Worldly Tutor then.
Well, yeah, we don't need to Worldly Tutor anymore.
I mean, I get what you're saying though. We're just going to Neoform the Delighted Halfling. Yeah, there's nothing we actively need to do. So yeah, we can just go next turn.
Yep.
I want to illustrate what Will is talking about. Prismatic Vista has no targets in this deck.
Yeah, we can swap that out for something else.
I've drawn so many fucking lands. I'm happy to swap it out for like interaction. Priority 1, do not let them win. Yeah, we are not going to storm for shit. Should be the name of the deck. Here, we're gonna storm for enough. We're gonna storm for enough.
We are very much not going for the Storm game plan. We went for the other 2 game plans that you can do with Storm.
We're storming enough. We're storming enough. Okay, this is Storm at home. Okay, this is what Mom brings home from Walmart. Okay, this is what you're getting. This isn't exactly what you thought of when you watched the cartoon. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play a land. Which land do you want to play, Will? Steam Vents. Let's just take the damage. Let's take the damage.
Yeah, we can just take the damage.
Okay.
So we play the land, we connect with Storm, we play Hermit Druid, then we cast Neoform and get 2 copies of, or get 1 extra copy of Neoform.
So who are we connecting on, Will? I'm just kidding.
Uh,
Doesn't matter.
the
Never mind.
TNT player. They don't
Sure.
run any flyers other than Razaketh.
Right. So we're gonna definitely use Delighted Halfling for the generic here, and we will use the. Wow, we only have 2 green resources. Okay, that's fine. This will be enough. So we have Hermit Druid, and then we will do the Taiga in the Steam Vents to play the Neoform. We're going to break the Delighted Halfling. This is Storm Count 1, 2, plus Neoform, right? So we technically get 3 things.
So it's Hermit Druid and the Neoform. Storm does not count the spell that you cast. It only counts the other things that have been cast this turn.
Never mind, then. We're fucked. I'm just kidding. We could add to that, but we don't have to.
Yeah.
Let's
We
grab...
could have frantic searched for free just for the sake of frantic searching, but we don't need to.
Right. It's also good color fixing. Not in this instance, though. We don't quite need it. All right, so we're going to get the Trailblazing Historian, and we're going to grab Thassa's Oracle. Am I mistaken?
You are correct.
All right, so here's how this is going to shake out. The Trailblazer has haste.
We don't have another green.
We don't have another green.
That Steam Vents is going to be Beseiju.
Also, we could have frantic searched, Will.
Yeah. We could have frantic searched to fix colors. We had options, we just didn't.
So Storm is the bait. I see. Storm is. I mean, no, she made this happen.
Yeah, Storm is there to be a Wart the Raid Mother, or Storm is there to basically let you play out your entire hand and then cast something like Opt and then refill your entire hand. Storm is there to be just a good value piece and to make combos easily tutorable.
Yeah, combo enabler / value piece. But I was even thinking to myself, like, we didn't have enough green resources when we played the Hermit Druid. But yeah. Beseiju. Okay, so here's how this works. We haste enable the Hermit Druid. We use the Beseiju here to use Hermit Druid while Thassa's Oracle's abilities on the stack. And then obviously we don't have anything fetchable with Prismatic Vista, nor are there any basics for us, right, for this effect. So everything goes away, at least into our grave, and then Thassa's Oracle sees that and says, hey, you win the game. All right, let's do another quickie. Let's get a quickie in there. Gamble Hermit Druid. I don't like starting with Hermit Druid or Trailblazing Historian, but I mean, that's...
For the sake of argument, we can say Prismatic Vista is Urza's Saga for this next game.
Favorite cEDH deck tech duo. What's up, you guys? Hey, man. Hey, Nibiru. What's up? Sorry, Will. What's up?
Nib? That's what I was saying.
No. Let him know what's up.
We are playing Storm, the least stormy Storm.
It's the least stormy. This is more like a gentle breeze. This is more like
Nibiru. This is Storm, but it is not Storm.
It's Storm. It's like a light rain. It's like I don't know. You wouldn't need to pull your umbrella out, but you can just get like a nice weather retardant jacket.
Need like a slightly resilient hoodie.
There you go. Yeah, just a hoodie that will just let the rain drip off you. We're really only going for like Storm count 1 and we're happy. Speaking of Storm, we got Lotus Petal. We got Mindbreak Trap, Mystic Remorse. This is a good hand. This is why I'm keeping it. We have a Rite of Flame into Justice Will. There's a lot of cool shit here. We should be able to get the Storm out pretty quickly. That drizzle. But I think we're going to probably start with a Mystic Remora here. I don't think we're doing Mystic Remora off of Lotus Petal, though.
We would not be running the Triome in this list.
No, I don't think so. So you want to say for the sake of the argument again, Will? Because this land doesn't tap for shit.
We can say the Triome is... Do I have it? We can say it's... oh no, I am running Tarnished Citadel in this land base.
Ward with blue, exactly. Ward with blue, exactly. I love Ward the Raid Mother, by the way. It's also a lot cheaper to just do this. And you don't have to run all the hinky stuff that Ward has to run. It's all right, guys. We're going to count... what do you want to...
That Triome is... I don't know. What other land has come out recently? Oh, we totally could have included the Verge cycle.
Yeah. We need to fix the mana base here a little bit because we're on Hermit, but that's okay. We'll fix that in a second. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and play. We're gonna say that this is a rainbow land effectively for this playtest, but it could be something else. I think we're
Everything's a command tower.
everything is a command tower from here on out. We did do the mana base as a copy paste, so obviously it's not going to work with the strategy that we've employed here. All right, so do we just want to do that? Play a Lotus Petal, play Mystic Remora? Or do you want to hold the Lotus Petal for Storm Count? I mean, it's not like we have haste enabling in hand.
We don't need to hold Lotus Petal for Storm Count.
Okay. Dussault, Mystic Remora, is it good? We don't have interaction if it isn't.
It's probably good.
Well, I mean, if an opponent casts 3 or more spells, sadly we can't add to Mindbreak Trap being free, but that's okay. All right. How much draw? Let's just say that we were turn 1 on play. How much draw? How greedy are boys?
If we were turn 1 on play with Mystic Remora, that's like 4 or 5 draw.
I'll take it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 4. All right, next turn. Are we? We wouldn't seize the spoils, but it's neither here nor there. Do we want to pay for the Mystic Remora? We have 2 elves into the Floodmaw. I think we could keep it around for 1 more turn.
Yeah. We can just go land elf and then pass turn there, probably.
Yeah, no, I'm super happy with that. Do we want to do a Bloodstained Mire? Get a Taiga?
Do we want to crack Lotus Petal for Arbor Elf?
I know, put both online.
Yeah, just get everything online, because then we have permanent mana.
Yeah, I'd probably do that, because we need to discard down anyways, right? So let's just do Elvish Mystic, crack the Petal, Arbor Elf, and then we're at 7 in hand. 1 form of interaction free. Right, because the other excuse would be to hold into the Floodmaw, but it's fine. Let's just say that Mindbreak Trap's the solution. We'll use Mindbreak Trap off turn. 1, 2, 3. Minimal draw. And then we'll say we get another 4th. You guys have any modal instance that can pick a lot of things? Mystic Confluence, stuff like that.
Oh.
No, we don't have any modal instance. Sorry.
So we don't have any choose instance. We just have the modal flips. Those are the only modals that we have.
All right, Will. Which land do you want to play? Forbidden Orchard or Boseiju? Or Hammer Shatter Skull Pass?
I like playing Forbidden Orchard. Giving people 1/1 spirits without flying doesn't matter to us.
Yeah. Specifically without flying. We'll keep that one open though as the multicolored spell. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, cast Storm. And I mean, technically we could Git Probe, look at 2 hands.
We save Git Probe for Storm Count, I think.
Yeah, we have a Mental Misstep too. I totally forgot that. I mean, do you want to just write a flame into Jessica's Will?
No, I want to hold it up because we can storm into Jessica's Will or seize the spoils on our next turn, so we want to just keep our hand full this turn.
We do not have the mana for it anyhow, but yeah. Yeah, it's awkward though because the way it's worded, like it's our next spell. We can't really stack spells leading into it, and these are 3 sorcery-based spells. And anyway, let's go to the next turn. Let's say we had to. We need to discard down. Whoops.
We probably discard a couple of the Badlands and then Archmage.
Yeah, I got rid of the passing, and I'm getting rid of this. We're gonna keep the Force of Negation, and we will get rid of frankly, the Rite of Flame. I'd rather keep the land per turn. I want the Force of Negation, Git Probe, Mystic, Mental Misstep into the Floodmaw, and seize the spoils.
Would it be alright to get rid of Into the Floodmaw over Rite of Flame because we have Boseiju?
You want to get rid of Into the Floodmaw?
I just like having Rite of Flame as a thing that we can cast to get to Jessica's Will or something else.
Yeah, I get that. My feeling is, I mean, Jessica's Will could just find us the land for that turn anyway, so we could probably just get rid of the Boseiju, but Boseiju is also there for the channel effect. Let's get rid of the only reason I want to keep Into the Floodmaw is just it's an alternative exile option pending what I see hit the board. Does that make sense? And then like
Yeah,
we'll have like Beseiju and Into the Flood mods like play options this turn, and then Force of Negation. I'm
we
pretending
can
like we
do
need
that.
to use Force of Negation right now. So if we were to use Force of Negation, I would elect to exile one of these blue spells based off of what I'm seeing. So let's just say that the least interesting one of these is going to be the Into the Flood mod. Okay, whatever. Okay. Next turn.
Yep.
Okay. Noxious Revival. We don't need that, but it is going to add to the storm count.
Uh,
We're trying to seize the spoils here, right? Like that's the thing.
yeah. What we could do here is we can Noxious Revival, Rite of Flame back on top, Gitaxian Probe, draw the Rite of Flame, cast the Rite of Flame, then we can cast Seize the Spoils, and then keep the mana up and then cast Jeska's Will for 5 copies of Jeska's Will, making us 25 red and digging us 15 cards deep.
Mm. The answer is yes. Okay, so let's do this. We're gonna free cast the Noxious Revival. We are going to free cast Red Flames on top. We'll free cast the Git Probe, Storm Count 2. We're gonna draw after looking at our opponent's hand. We have the Rite of Flame. We will go ahead. We're not gonna play a land yet. We don't need it. But we can just use the Taiga and put Arbor Elf active, more or less. We'll do the Rite of Flame here. And then we will tap the Elvish Mystic just to make up for it. It's the least colored. We'll do Seize the Spoils here. Seize the Spoils is going to have us discard a card. I'm going to discard the Beseiju, sadly. Because
Should be fine.
we should be fine. And draw 2 cards, create 2 treasures, correct? One treasure.
One treasure.
Okay. So create 1 treasure. Draw 2 cards. And we have Misty Rainforest and Verdant Catacombs. Isn't doing 5 C's the spill better?
So
Seize the spoil over Jeska's Will.
The issue is Jeska's Will gives temporary mana, so it wouldn't allow us to pay for the Seize the Spoils. If we wanted to, we could go for Seize the Spoils and keep our hand fill. Do we want to say we did that instead? It doesn't really change much either way, because it would just be us tapping out versus us not tapping out.
I mean, I think that Seize the Spoils is better to storm off on. I don't disagree.
Yeah, let's go for that instead. We'll impulse those lands off of Jeska's Will, and we'll say
to
we
include
cast Jeska's Will instead of Seize the Spoils.
Right, which puts us at what? So far as our
still 4, meaning that we're going to get 5 Seize the Spoils as it currently stands.
Do we need to tap 1 more resource though? Am I crazy?
No, it's the same cost.
Oh no. Okay, yeah, sorry. But we also have Beseiju in hand, and we also have a Mana Confluence for turn. I mean, based off of this, we could just play one of these. And how much red?
Hit 3 lands off Jeska's Will?
We did indeed. How much red do you want?
We'll say it's 5, but it doesn't matter because we're not spending it on anything.
Yeah. So that's going to go away. We're going to just play the Mana Confluence. I don't want to have to think about deck thing. You know what? Honestly, after having drawn 3 cards, what do we want? The Trop Island? I mean, it represents 2 of the colors in our hand, I guess.
Yes, I like Tropical Island.
Trop Island or Volk Island, honestly, at this point. But
sorry, Volcanic Island is probably better because blue and red. Yeah.
So, I was thinking that. Okay, so Volk Island. Good. How many spells is that? That is Jeska's Will.
It's still 4 spells because it's Noxious, right into Jeska's. So Seize the Spoil is going to be next, so we'll have 5 Seize the Spoils.
All right. Attack, connect, and we will tap here, tap here, tap here.
So Jeska's Will might have been better only because it allowed us to dig deeper, and if we hit an extra combat spell, we would just kind of go off.
Right. So here, we are only seeing 2 cards as opposed to 3, but they're not impulse. The thing is, Jeska's Will is until the end of turn with the impulse draw. Is that how she reads?
Yeah.
You may play those cards this turn. Okay, so drawing the cards is technically better in this instance if we fail, because we only have 1 mana open. We don't have that much fast mana, but we're creating 1 treasure each time. So we have 5 treasure tokens.
Yep, 5 treasure tokens, and we draw 10.
I'm just gonna mark this with counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll draw 10 cards. I did discard the Beseiju for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have a Force of Will with Sink into Stupor, Eldritch Evolution, Command Tower, so many lands again, Worldly Tutor, Delighted Halfling, Hermit Druid. I mean, I really just want to put the Hermit Druid down now. By the way, when this is sequencing, we technically could play the Worldly Tutor to grab, let's just say that, one of these lands is, well, we wouldn't have, technically we wouldn't have seen this hand, but I mean, we could technically Worldly Tutor into this. I didn't get the sequence. I think I did Flooded. I did start organizing these. I think it was Sink into Stupor, Flooded Strand, Otawara, Worldly Tutor, Delighted Halfling, Hermit Druid. Around that,
there's not really a creature that we'd want to top deck tutor here, so I don't think we'd.
I just want the red one to haste enable, right? But
oh well, you'd still need to have Thoracle.
Maybe we just get Thoracle and play Hermit Druid this turn. Either way, this
we can hold Hermit Druid this turn and then do the whole combo next turn. But hand size. How bad is hand size right now? We just need all the interaction, Eldritch Evolution, and Hermit Druid, right?
And just
then we're good.
Drop a bunch of lands. Yeah.
Yeah. We literally just keep everything that's interaction and Hermit Druid and Eldritch and drop everything else. No, if you want, we can play Delighted Halfling just for the sake of getting another thing out of hand and making permanent mana.
Right. No, I'm fine with the D Halfling. We'll discard the Tarnished Citadel, the Flooded Strand, Otawara, and then we'll keep the Mental Misstep. Sink into Stupor is just pitch fodder to Force of Will.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we have 5 treasures. So technically Otawara is online if we wanted it. I don't know. How do you feel? What do you want to get rid of?
Hermit Druid, Eldritch Evolution, Sink into Stupor, Force of Will, Mental Misstep, and then we can keep Otawara and we can keep Worldly Tutor in case we need to find another creature. In case we want to try to find like Archmage of Emeritus to refill our hand because something bad happens.
You want to get rid of Sink into Stupor?
No, we can keep Sink into Stupor. That was one of the ones that was.
You want to get rid of the Command Tower?
Yeah, we get rid of a Command Tower for Otawara because we have mana. We have so much mana.
Yeah, I'm fine with this. All right. I feel like we can cut lands, Braulio. We have 30 lands in the deck, and we're seeing all of them.
Yep.
All right, yeah, we can probably cut a land or two. I don't disagree with that. All right, let's say we need a Mental Misstep off turn. Let's say we need a Force of Will off turn. And we have this online at 3. Otawara at 3. God. Return Artifact, Enchantment, or Planeswalker to its owner's hand. I'm just going to do all the things to set us up for next turn. Okay, so Otawara. We have to use Otawara off turn as well. Okay, so these are all gone. Sink into Stupor is technically exiled, but just ignore that. And next turn, we draw a Deflecting Swat. Okay, how do you want to proceed?
So, from here, we can do...
Just go to combat, right?
Just, we can go to combat, attack with Storm, then our next instant or sorcery is going to have Storm, play Hermit Druid, Storm count 1, play Eldritch Evolution on anything, and then get the 2 other creatures. Same line as before. We're just using Neoform, or we're not using Neoform this time.
Yeah, we're gonna use Eldritch on the Mystic here.
The Delighted Halfling. You're here just to suffer.
Welcome
to the world, little halfling. Die.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. So if you haven't seen this already, it's gonna be Thassa's Oracle and our Trailblazer. Loop, and not necessarily in that order. I guess we could do, I don't know if you're going to choose. I guess you do Trailblazer first, because it's less assuming. And we have D-SWAT if we need it. Let's say we need it. Loop, and then that's it.
Yeah, I guess ordering doesn't really matter. I guess you can Trailblazer the Hermit Druid, but then if you give your Hermit Druid haste, I'm pretty sure everybody's going to go, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, and then try to kill Hermit Druid. So
right, that's why we got Deflecting Swat.
Yeah, indeed.
We use a green. I tap the Forbidden Orchard, give him a spirit. Why not give him a spirit? And then Thassa's Oracle ability on the stack. All right, that's GG's. All right, Will, let's close this one out. Thanks for hanging us with us on this video, guys. If you haven't seen our videos on the other Secret Lair drops, namely Captain America and Wolverine. They're here on the channel. They sort of like got really popular once these were all officially spoiled. Hopefully this was a decent build for you guys to get an idea of how a hybrid build could work. Obviously we didn't hit our extra combat spell, not that we needed it. It does the thing. It's slow. It's fine. Thoughts?
I think the actual Storm version of the deck might be better because after we played through it and I thought about it a bit, you don't need to storm the extra combat spell unless you're trying to win the game. You can just use an extra combat spell to make your next cantrip go nuts.
Right.
So I do honestly like the idea of just going play all of the mana things that you can think of, play all of the cantrips that also net you mana, and then just go, okay, drew into an extra combat, attack with a whole bunch of treasures left open, next combat, attack with the extra combat, then next main phase, play a cantrip, draw through another chunk of my deck, get a bunch of mana open, another extra combat,
Right. And in that
storm my extra combat after
in
that.
that build, I want to say that Jessica's Will would have been hyper favorable as the card we stormed with there instead, because the red mana and then the exile for this turn only would have been so much more viable with the
Yeah.
extra combat. Because pretty much all the extra combats we would incorporate are red. I like Savage Beating that. I like it and I agree with you. I think that this build is a take and it's fine. I think that we could probably, and it wouldn't even be that many card swaps, but we could probably go for a build that centered around additional combats instead. And it would probably work better.
Yeah.
And maybe incorporating the 2 CMC rocks. I don't know.
Yeah, we can probably get away with the 2 CMC rocks.
We're a little sluggish, but I mean, that's sort of the nature of the game right now. So
If you play it like a weird Xur deck, it's good. When your commander attacks and for the first time you win the game,
yeah.
you're in green. You have all the ramp to do that.
Yeah, I mean it's not aggressive in the sense that we're rushing out our commander to net a win instantaneously, but she's there for decent value. Like we did have to rely on it just being value that turn, but we filled up our hand to the point where we had 3 pieces of interaction. Like it's good. I like it. I could see us going Final Fortune in this build if we wanted to just win on the spot, if we were concerned about someone winning off turn. In instances like that, Final Fortune off of Jessica's Will wouldn't be entirely bad either. I also think that Storm version... Oh, sorry. Nathan Brothers removed that, but you can let us know. Additional combats or cantrips with Storm. I feel we could cut a couple lands, yeah. I don't disagree, Braulio.
Yeah.
But yeah.
As a Wraith playthrough, that deck did work well, though, because we really just needed to find one of the tutor effects, win the game. That was what we built the deck to try to do. It did it pretty well. I think we could probably cut a couple of the more... For our version, I think the deck would be better if we cut the cantrip things that we are trying to do, and then just added in more interaction. And the deck would have been a good deal better, in my opinion. Because I think using Storm as just another Wart the Raid Mother would have been great. But it felt like our hand was a little bit clunky because we had a couple things that were better for the actual Storm build in there.
Yeah. No, I agree. I also like the version that has more lines like Mizzix or Vatric. No, I don't disagree.
I would also like to pitch a funny and dumb idea of using ramp effects like Farseek in the deck just so that you can storm with that and get out like 4 or 5 lands pretty easily.
I think I would prefer that.
Hard.
Yeah, no, I think I would prefer that. I like that a lot better than 2 CMC rocks. For sure. And we need to change the mana base here, but that's obviously we talked about that during the video. I think this is a decent build. I think that we could revise it so that it operates a little bit more efficiently and off of combats. What's funny is that I think my favorite build of the Secret Lair Marvel heroes that we've done so far is Captain America. It was really good.
Yeah. I mean, Captain America was just hyper efficient with a very clear game plan. Like, you knew what you wanted to do. You wanted to get out of big equipment and then do dumb stuff.
We could add cards that rummage to deal with the extra lands and get the sauce. Yeah, we have a few rummage effects, but we didn't have all of them. We were sort of doubling down on the rummage effects that create mana and draw, but I think we could probably, there's an excuse to just run the ones that draw. If what we're going to do is pass anyways, I think there's an excuse to run the ones that draw. Especially because a lot of our interaction is free here. Most of the interaction we kept is free. All right. That's Storm. Guys, do with it what you will. This is just a blueprint. Again, it's obviously not the only way you can build this list. We should be back next week with another build. I don't think we're doing Black Panther. But I mean...
We might be doing something from Foundations, because there are a couple things from Foundations that were cool general commanders. We might discuss them and bring them up. And apparently we got another card from the Foundations Jumpstarts that while we were doing the stream. But we'll look over that. We'll decide off stream what we're going to build, and then we'll see you guys back next week for that.
We'll circle back. We'll circle back, guys.
It might be new Niv Mizzet. He's the ultimate burn commander.
I haven't seen a new Niv Mizzet, so
to end off the stream and talk about that new Niv Mizzet Visionary is 4 a blue and a red. Normal Niv Mizzet cost in colors. 4, a 5/5 dragon wizard with flying that says you have no maximum hand size. If the source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, draw that many cards. Why is that really, really dumb? Because there's a lot of passive effects that will damage your opponents. So if you use the things that just say storm deal, your opponents take damage whenever they cast a spell equal to their storm and stuff like that, you're drawing 20 cards in a rotation. Dumb card, dumb commander. Gotta love him.
I put it on screen for you guys. Niv Mizzet Visionary, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at some of the Calamax list for inspiration for sure. I think you should take that info as well, guys, if you're going to brew Storm. And nice thank you, guys. Love the time. Bralia, thanks for hanging. Thank you, everyone else, for hanging. Maybe Niv next. Maybe. Honestly, I don't think I've built a Niv on the channel.
This is the least Niv you will ever build.
Sold. All right. See you guys. Horror movie time. Horror movie time.
Horror movie time. I'm going to peace out as well. I need to do something very quick. I'll be back for the after stream chat in a second.
All right. All the enchantments that deal damage on cast. Hell yeah. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage.